Yodi Yang. All right, we're live. It's the camera. Gonna have to do the first. Yeah. Hey, Kino, how are you doing? Out here. Nice. You're wasting all your channel points right now. You're not gonna have any left for to use them at appropriate moments. I blow my load quickly. I can see that. Yeah, you don't show the pussy. Not here anymore. Yeah, she says she's under the bed. Okay. I need. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. As you can tell, I'm eating. Those noodles look best, and they're amazing. Mm. Udon noodles are my jam. They're really good. But yeah. What was I gonna say? I need content suggestion. I wanted to start the stream now, but I also don't really have like a video lined up to watch, so maybe if you got a good suggestion, I'm down for it. Maybe you got something. There's a. Oh, it's 42 seconds. Okay, that's not long enough to eat. I prepared some primo content for today, but not stuff I can do while eating. It's different constraints. Oh no. Oh no. Why he's doing me like that? Oh, it's the Liberty Bell. Oh. What is Philada supposed to mean? Oh no. Is it Philadelphia? It's Philadelphia. Oh, it's the Liberty Bell. Okay. I love looking really stupid in videos. It's my hobby. It's my goal in life. What should I watch? Sneeko v Aiden Ross debate gets personal. Aiden burns bridge. Oh shit. Food? Nah, I'm not gonna go so far as to watch food porn while eating food. That's a little bit too much. All right, let's check out the.
This is why Aiden has a new era video every 2 weeks. It's so that he can just take away accountability. Aiden wanted to be the token Jew for representation.
I'm getting about politics.
Hey, so my girlfriend's brother flying into town. He was an NFL linebacker and CEO. I need to ask him for his blessing to marry his sister. Any advice for this weekend? That's what? Why do you need? Okay, first of all, why do you need his blessing? Like, is this some like traditional Mormon family where you need like the father's approval? Oh, the cat's here. She's gone. She didn't really have a dad growing up, and she's from Texas. Nice pussy. So, is Texas? I mean, Is Texas fucking Saudi Arabia, or you need like the man's approval from her family? Yes. Okay. No, memes aside, I do get the idea. Of course, you want to be liked by her family. Of course, that's important. To which all I can respond is, don't be an asshole. Don't be a weirdo when you meet him, and you'll be fine. Like if they're mature and not insane people, then all they care about is her being happy. Show them that you make her happy. Show them that you love her. Show them that you're not a weirdo, and you're fine. I've already met them on their ranch. Also, if he approves, then he'll pay for my wedding. Oh, so you're like begging for money. Well, that's another ball game. I don't know. That's not my specialty, despite streaming. I'm not very good at that.
I'm getting away from motherfuckers like Sneeko.
Milo was gay, and now he's got to pretend to be Christian for his audience. Sneeko was a cuck, and now he's got to pretend to be Muslim for his audience.
You enforcing threesomes. That's haram, cucko. Listen, I don't know how you guys feel about trans.
Anyway, what's this convo about? Let's just copy this for my title. I'm being lazy.
I don't have Rumble download on my phone. My demographic, I'm asking you guys, who has Rumble downloaded? I don't know.
Is it debate Kick versus Rumble?
Who watches Rumble? I'm genuinely, I asked that.
Every Tate supporter, probably half the people who watch your stream, if they watch any emergency meeting or if they want to watch Andrew Tate is blocked off of TikTok, banned on YouTube.
Everyone say no here. Sneeko, I just asked a question.
But don't you see how stupid that is, that all of your fan base loves Tate? We started this conversation talking about
Tate too. I love Andrew Tate.
So we started this.
Jesus Christ, I'm already cringing.
My advanced intelligence can be used like an octopus to suffocate and pull apart my enemy's arguments.
Who the fuck cares?
Back harder.
Who asked? Who cares? Kick versus Rumble. It's two fucking different platforms anyways. Beg harder. Alright. Well, it's working, Kino. Yeah, you already gave me $1. That's not a lot, though. I'm gonna... I don't know how to beg. I know how to guilt trip, okay? I know how to guilt trip, gaslight, girl boss. That's my methodology.
Conversation talking about Trump. Trump is exclusively on Rumble. Tate is exclusively on Rumble.
At first, what I tried to do with this conversation was I tried to talk about Twitch.
What's up with those people having so little of like a personality or an identity that they need the fucking platform they post their content on to be their personality? This like fucking kindergarten kids arguing about who's better between Batman and Superman, and like if it's kids then it's like endearing. When it's adults it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You should know better than this.
And then you came after me for Kick.
Bro, this is why Aiden has a new era every 2 weeks. It's so that he can just take away accountability for his act. Bro, you started off this year like, 2020, 23, I'm on my grind, no haram, I'm meditating, I'm spiritual Aiden now, all this stuff. And then you signed to a gambling platform, which is literally haram. By the way,
gambling platform.
What? But they're all hypocrites. Sure. It is on a gambling-sponsored platform. Sneeko's fucking claiming to be Muslim while he's building a harem and trying to copy like Andrew Tate's lifestyle, which is not at all like Andrew Tate's lifestyle is fucking haram as well. They're all fucking hypocrites. Why? How dare you? How dare you call out Aiden when you ain't got your own shit in order?
I never
drink alcohol. You drink alcohol.
Yeah.
How do you know it's in my cup?
You enforcing threesomes. That's haram, cucko.
Wait. I want to know what you honestly think about the outro. Because
Jesus Christ, what a shit show. Okay, I don't want to watch this. I hate everyone involved in here. God damn. This is so bad. Alright, fine. I need to finish eating though. We're watching this until I finish eating.
I thought it was gonna be awkward. I thought you were jacking Yay 24.
Drama man.
Yes, only if Yay 24 was a part of it. So you see here, he needs to acquire me. I told everyone. I told Fuentes, I told everyone. And listen, Yay 24 would only work if they had me on their roster, and it's fact.
What?
Yes, bro. He wouldn't win. He would only
Yay
become president
24?
if I was on the team.
Ack, he wanted to be the token Jew.
Huh?
Aiden wanted to be the token Jew for representation.
Hey, it's okay.
I'm not on the politics wing.
It's okay. Ye likes Jews now. He watched what was it, Jump Street with with what's his name? With Jonah Hill. Yeah. Jonah Hill saved Ye from anti-Semitism. We're all good now. Aiden Ross can run with Ye.
Anymore, but I will say, I love Donald Trump. My goat.
Yo, first of all, I'm glad you're off the politics wave. Yo, Aiden, man. First of all, I got a lot to say to you. I got a lot to say to Sneeko, too. Yo, first of all, Aiden, you got to come back down to earth, brother. You got to come back to the people. We get it. You've been trying to be like Tate for a little bit. Brother,
Oh my God! I already. That's the thing. This is the resurrected area. It just started yesterday. So watch in a month. You're about to see a whole new Aiden. It's already in the books.
Yo, why is it? There's a new Aiden every other week.
Yo, have you seen a video?
Actually true.
There's a video. Yo,
Oh my God! This dick suck.
The Patrick CC? I was about to watch that.
I watched
It's a good
it.
video. It's a great video.
Yo, Aiden, you're my dude, and I watched it, and I literally said, yo, this is kind of right. My dude keep trying to reinvent himself. What's up with the reinvention, dog? Be
It's
yourself.
good. I was always being myself. What are you talking about?
Dude, they're all fucking hostage to their audience. I don't know about DJ Academics, but like Sneeko, Aiden, fuck, I'm sure they believe in their own shit, but Jesus Christ, I don't see them as genuine people at all.
Me. Now, I'm gonna go back to me. I'm gonna go back to Ogami. I'm gonna go back to why people started falling in love with me, and that's what I'm gonna go back to do. I'm getting away from that politics era. I'm getting away from motherfuckers like Sneeko, okay? And I'm going back to Yo, Sneeko, guys, we're at the fucking fight. This dude's asking random fucking influencers, yo, bro, what are your thoughts on Mr. Beast's friend? Like, why are you like, people are just trying to watch a fight, bro. Like, and you're like asking motherfuckers, what are your thoughts on on Chris? It's crazy.
It's current. I can't have a conversation with somebody. Like even if I say how many genders are there, if I ask somebody if there's only two genders, that's apparently political. It shouldn't be political that there's only two genders.
Fair enough. I know that's the world we live in
Oh God, yeah, circle jerk yourself more.
today. Fair enough, but Sneeko, hold on. Sneeko, the first thing you're like, hi, I'm Sneeko. The other person's like, hi, my name is blah blah. You're like, what is your opinion? Like, it's the first thing you say to him. It's insane.
I like conversations.
L. Aiden, chat are not liking this. Whose chat is this? Is it Sneeko's chat?
I like being able to go back and forth about something. What do you want me to be like? Oh, nice fight. Good kicks going on. Hey, yo, Ak, apparently your screen is black. Your screen's black. Chris is texting.
While we're listening to three retards barking at each other, there isn't much going on. It's a little bit quiet out there in the drama arena.
Oh no, poor Chad. Poor Chad is out of drama. He needs his editor to flame someone and manufacture some. Oh no, the raid fail, yeah. Raid Destiny. Does that work? Oh wait. I typed in his chat. No, cringe. Abort. Oh yeah, that was so bad. Abort. What's he playing though? Some wacky game. I don't know. Yes. Yeah, that was us.
So
I love it. Yeah, that was fun.
I can just watch because my voice is just getting worse and worse. Well, I feel like it's getting better, but then it gets worse. I don't know what's going on with
Chad's
it.
fucking
To me in
sick.
my chat say that your screen fucked up, man.
Yo, I'm an idiot, bro. Hold on, I got it.
Man.
Sneeko, did you when you met Trump, were you fanboying a little bit? I was. Were you?
I was fanboy OD. Sneeko Update just posted a picture. You know what a lot of the people like to say, and especially like, arguments from Destiny, they like to say that I'm just embracing the red pill for clout and for money. But I went to Trump rallies dolo in 2015 and 2016. I went alone.
Damn.
That's the only president I voted for was Trump in 2016.
Oh God. I knew Trump before it was cool to vote Trump. Can I make a clip? Does it show up in your clips? Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think it does. I'm not sure how exactly it works, but yeah. It'll be in like the clips associated with the channel.
Oh, you were just rocking Ye 24 merch. You can't just jump. You gotta follow.
Everybody on Ye 24, Ye took pictures with Trump. Everybody on Ye 24 were all like former Trump supporters. Everybody that was there.
By the way,
It's like the same fucking
Sneeko not gonna say this.
wacky.
but he was waiting in
Right,
line to
ideology.
take pictures with Trump, and Secret Service was grilling the fuck.
Well, not
Be honest, did
not
you
the
think
exact
they
same
recognized
wacky ideology. Okay, to be fair, Trump grifts all the like conservative Jewish communities hardcore. Sneeko, yeah. Kanye is just full on fucking neo-Nazi anti-Semitism, or at least when he was doing his like podcast tour with Alex Jones and stuff.
Secret Service? No, I don't think so.
Like in the team, it'll be like, "Yo, don't take a picture with him. Like, he's not one of those."
I don't think so. I don't think they knew who I was. And
I'm in the wrong category? Fuck. Oh no. Oops. Thank you for letting me know. Oh no. I messed it up. It should be updated now. Let me refresh. It's not updated. Let me try changing it again. Next clip category fail now. Alright, it says successfully updated in OBS. It's not updating. Okay. God damn it. I did correct it before starting the stream, but sometimes the API is a bit fucky. Well, I guess we have to play Valorant now. We just have to. There's no choice. Just chatting. There we go. Oh, because there's fucker in the title. Okay, that's why. It didn't let me know that the title conflicts with Twitch's, Okay, fired. That's fine. There you go. That's what happened. Wait, why do I have 14 subs now? Huh. Earlier I checked and it was at 13, so when I reset the sub goal, I put it on 13. Well, I'll fix it after. All right, now it's fixed. Good. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know.
also, you filmed it and put it on your story, so it's not like it's something I need to hide. Come on. Regardless, bro.
We're hate watching today.
I would always take it. It's Trump. Even politics aside, how could you not take a picture with Trump?
Yeah, real shit. How could you not take a picture with Trump? Like, all the Democrats, would y'all take a picture with Trump? I'm genuinely curious. If you think the Democrats take a picture with Trump, they see him? Come on, I think they are.
Yo, Aiden. So I was on a.
I don't think I would.
That's why I was late to even.
Okay, maybe I would. Maybe if I had the chance to take a picture with Trump, I would. Because I could flex it. I could flex it online, but honestly, it's not something I would look forward to. I wouldn't look forward to like seeing him. Tucker's not even allowed to say goodbye on air, I heard. Well, yeah, the weird thing is Tucker like ended from what I read, Tucker ended his last show saying see you next Monday. So like he had no clue he was getting shit canned. Yeah, and the PR statements are super like neutral and PR speak. They probably like, you know, he doesn't want to burn bridges. He's probably going to continue a media career, whatever it's going to be, whether it's going to be content creation online or another TV station, another TV show. He doesn't want to ruin the contacts he has, which I'm flaming Rupert Murdoch in private messages and having it show up in I think like it's either that or the harassment, the like workplace harassment allegations, or like a combination of the both that are the real reason why he got fired, if you think about it. But we'll go into it. I have some memes prepared. Like people speculating about why he got fired. Tucker Carlson, yeah. I just want to finish eating while enjoying this primo cringe content served to us by Mr. Chud Logic.
Stream. People in hip hop, they're like, yo, Ak, you went all right. You took a picture with Trump. I'm like, yo, it's the former president of the United States. By the way, I'm not opposed to him because, by the way, I think Biden's been like, let's not even get into, I don't even want to get into politics. But like, everyone thought that picture was like some crazy shit. Like, I didn't think that my community would give a fuck at all.
Did they?
What? Bro, they've been writing that. Yo, they've been writing articles and think pieces saying that all hip hop outlets have been infiltrated by alt-right. I couldn't believe it, bro. I swear I couldn't believe it.
That was a funny article.
Why do you have 9 monitors?
Fuck you, bro.
No, wait, I'm genuinely curious.
That is wild, bro. Who are you spying on, man?
Dude, you're like a fucking hacker.
Shit, I tried, man. Hey. I need 2 for CSGO. I need.
True. There's a fucking. This is a mirror. Okay, now I understand. Yeah, that's a wild setup. That's like a full-time trader setup. Like having like 6 monitors and stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Right now I'm making do with 2 monitors. That's fine. I had 3 monitors at the previous place. I hooked up like a shitty TV to use as a 3rd monitor, and that was really nice. My ideal setup has like 3 monitors, honestly, at this point.
2 for Uber Eats.
I mean, listen, I think it's pretty obvious that, like, yeah, of course you take a picture with Trump. I mean, it's Donald Trump, for fuck's sake. You'd have to be a real fucking cringe, like, resist lib type to not want to do that. But a good alternative would be, well, would you take a picture of Hillary Clinton?
I need 2 for stream. You know what I mean? We're kicking it over here. Yo, Aiden, wait, how'd you get tickets? I know how I got tickets. How did you get tickets to that whole shit?
That's
I know
true.
y'all got tickets to Rumble. I know you did. Okay. That's why I at first I was like, Act's getting close to the Rumble.
The more monitors you get, the worse trader you become.
How come you?
Oh, so it's like with music instruments, right? The best musicians are playing on like budget guitars that they got when they were like 15 and they just been playing them for 20 years. And then you got the like blues dad who's played like 3 hours in the past 3 years, who's got the $5,000 special edition Stratocaster. And you're like, wow, you sure like buying expensive guitars, sir. What did you just link me? Oh yeah. You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. Oh yeah, I've never tried for coding the vertical monitor setup, but it's definitely something. Something I wanted to try at some point. And ironically though, I could see that happening. Like, of course, like, you know, you see like legit office setups in Wall Street and in like trading companies, and they do use a bunch of monitors. They want to have a bunch of information from them at all times. But I could totally see that happening, like aspiring trader crypto bros who don't actually really know what they're doing. They just buy a bunch of monitors instead of learning how to trade. Damn, I loved your takes on the Dalai Lama cringe. I had the same sentiments in Colin. Yeah. Need to see. Nice has been busy with like IRL stuff, so haven't been able to like put out the long form video. But I want the next video to be like highlights of that stream. I think that would be that will be fun. It's a bit late compared to the Dalai Lama drama, but oh, that's actually a nice alliteration, Dalai Lama drama. But still worth putting the video out. I think it was good content for sure. And yeah, actually, I should go explore more of that channel at some point. I need to write that down, have it like as an emergency content source. right, let's write it down there. Dalai Lama drama drama llama ding dong. Nice.
You didn't tell me when we were talking. You didn't tell me.
It was secret.
Yeah, because I couldn't ruin the surprise, and also like, yo, that's one of the brands. We can't even talk about it.
I got tickets because Dana hooked me up.
Yo, why do you think that nobody's covering academics joining Rumble? Besides Hippies saying that he's all right, Jadion joins Rumble, they're all silent. But all the fucking blogs, even though Aiden, you criticize a lot of them for saying that you're a bad person, like Dick Zerto and Jake, whatever the fuck, they will cover kick all goddamn day long. But then we get Jadion, we get academics, silent. Nobody's talking about Rumble getting these big ass signings. Ray just gonna be like, I'm not going to Rumble. Ain't nobody talking about it. You see the actual agenda.
Okay, there's not an agenda. Dexerto is like an esports affiliated, industry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is some wacky cope. Like that fucking Rumble is not a gaming platform.
Press that often covers Twitch news, and Kick is seen as like an alternative to Twitch.
Yeah,
so that's why they're reporting on that. I mean, I've not checked. I don't know what the.
I mean, Dexerto is just like a drama rag
have got
for
an
online
obligation
creators.
to report on signings at Rumble
In general,
I think that they report on Kick stuff because Kick is being reported as the big alternative to Twitch that a lot of people are talking about in the space. But so's Rumble, not in the same way as Kick is. No, not at all. Not in the same way as Kick is. No, Kick is like whole thing is taking Twitch streamers over from Twitch to Kick. And Rumble isn't pushing that angle as much. Rumble, although it's trying to get away from it, historically has been, if you're a banned YouTuber, you can come across and come over to Rumble.
Agenda. This is a free speech platform, and everybody's quiet because they don't like free speech. They don't like conservative.
Hey, this is a free speech platform too. The fuck?
Not until the Amazon services shut you down for saying something that you shouldn't say.
Yo. By the way, you see, you get a motherfucker like Sneeko on here, and Sneeko is just so up like an alley that it makes me seem like I'm political. I don't give a fuck what he's talking about. All I want to say, because I like to talk about creators, and you know when I talk to you,
Sneeko's fucking conspiracy brain.
Let me tell you this. I think we're in a really unique space where creators are not only beholden to the normal platforms that we're used to, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, even TikTok. I think there's new platforms emerging, and I think I've been trying to send this message for the longest. I think every creator should realize, don't be a slave to any platform. Use every platform. You should listen, not because I'm here means it's fuck YouTube or fuck any other platform, but we have to start reaching out to these other platforms. And I look at you
dog.
like, hi.
What's up, dog?
And we've had this conversation. I'm like, yo, bro, every streamer who has influence, I was so shocked when you made that move, right? Because
Everyone should just make their own platform
I
true.
think creators like you latch on to that.
Can I watch this one video?
In
Sure.
this moment, and rarely do you see people walk away. It's usually the Sneekos that said, well, since you kicked me to the curve, no disrespect, Sneeko, you kicked me to the curve, I gotta go do this. But you were in a position where you had the youth in your hand and
Save me from this cringe, Kino. Hey, shit's fucking.
Hey, there go the ops right there. Get him. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, my boy.
Yo, that's fucked up.
Shit, you making mad noise though. It's over now. It's tragic. Hey, there go the ops right there. Get him.
Dude, that's fucked up. Also, that's fucking TOS. I can't. That's fucking animal cruelty. Dude, don't fucking link me animals fucking dying outside of like nature documentaries. It's actually fucking TOS. Jesus Christ. He linked me a fucking clip of a guy using a trained falcon to murder some random like fucking bird off the street. No, he's not hunting. He's not hunting for food. He's fucking trained. That's a human being making the decision. Falcon, go murder that fucking animal, and the Falcon's not eating the animal. The Falcon's just like proud, like, hey master, I killed this animal. Sure, it's got the instincts for that, and in nature it would probably kill that bird and eat it, but it would only eat it for hunger. Like here, it's trained to just fucking kill a random animal. Not cool, man. I got nothing against hunting. Like if the animal was hunted for meat, sure, that's something. Which also, like, fucking warn me. Don't link a video like that on me. Maybe I don't want to watch an animal fucking die.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Music loud, women walk.
I love the little cushions. See, ducks are cool. Ducks are always cool. More media layoffs. Nate Silver's leading 538. Yeah, I saw that. Someone linked an article about it earlier in Streams chat. Alright, let me finish eating. And then we'll get right into the content. We're not gonna watch this shit show until the end.
You're like, yo, this is a good business move, and I know a lot of people have been getting at you for whatever reason, but I do think you're exercising your right as a creator to do some good shit. He's talking shit under his breath.
No, I'm not talking shit. I want to say one thing. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And you know what I want to say is you brought a good point up to me at the UFC fight. You told me it's like a free agency for these streamers, bro. These streamers are going to start to get paid. Yo, did you see Saudi Arabia's investing billions of dollars into esports and e-gaming and shit?
Of course.
Wait, what?
Billions, not millions.
$38 billion in esports to become a video game hub? Wow. That's crazy. Kingdom Savvy Games Group wants to develop game titles locally. Oh, this is not esports. This is video game development. That's actually completely different, by the way. Why am I surprised that Aiden Ross misunderstands basic news? $38 billion on the country's potential to become the next hub for the video game industry. Diversifies its economy away from oil through its Republican sovereign fund. Wants to become a big player in the 184 billion global game market. Blah blah blah. After focusing initially on the esports industry, which has been struggling, yeah, that's a fucking horrible economic decision. And I don't think, I genuinely don't think anyone's really made money in esports as a business. Esports only serves as marketing for the video game developers, and it's worth it. It's worth it. You run like a couple tournaments a year. You allow there to be a bit of an ecosystem. You allow the like professional players to thrive and to make a living off of playing your game, and that gives people something to aspire to. That gives people something to watch, to be interested in. That pushes the game forward. Like it makes a lot of sense for video game developers to fund esports. It makes no sense for random other people to be like, yeah, let's start tournaments and stuff. And some of them do work out, right? I think there are some like private orgs that actually have that actually do manage to pull it off. But it's a rough industry from what I've read. I guess he just saw the title in some random newspaper. Yeah, or he's like stuck on the old news of the initial investment in the esports industry. Is this part of the Neom thing? I don't know what the Neom thing is. I can't wait to move to the line, yeah. The fund's subsidiary is now looking to develop, publish, and acquire top-tier games and support the gaming industry in Riyadh. Oh, the line project is Neom. Okay. Thank you. Hey, Jokesta. We're now more of an esports company than a games company, Savvy Chief Executive Officer Brian Ward told Bloomberg News. What we're doing this year is focusing more on game publishing and development. Okay, I see. So it's the same company, but they're transiting away from esports to actual development. Huh. They already made multi-billion-dollar investments in gaming companies like Nintendo, Tencent, and Activision Blizzard. Plan to leverage these connections to build Savvy's business. I mean, yeah, it's worth a shot. They got the money to throw around, but it definitely makes way more sense. It makes way more sense for them to invest money in video game development than in esports. Oh yeah, so in 2022 they acquired ESL. Oh, damn. And they merged it with Faceit. Okay, I had not been following that part of the news. Yeah, that's actually huge. And Trojena and Oxygon. I don't know what those... None of those words are in the Bible. When esports received a record 4.5 billion... after boom in 2018, when they received a record 4.5 billion in investment, they faced a reckoning in 2022 as investor and sponsorship funds dried up. Indeed. Yeah, a lot of tournaments closed down in 2022. That I did notice. Engagement in esports is still off the hook. It's fantastic. It's just that the monetization doesn't match the engagement. Yeah, true. He compares his ambitions to the marketing push that led F1 to become mainstream. Oh God, I know so many people who really enjoy watching cars like run around in circles. I'm not a big fan, but hey, to each their own. I wonder what they're like. What are they actually going to do if they're throwing money around and buying shares in other game companies? Like, sure, that's cool, but how are they actually going to develop video games? I guess if you promise some like video game development nerds a bunch of virgins, then maybe that'll work. Maybe you'll get them to move to Saudi Arabia, to Riyadh, and and do some development there, or to move to the line. Saudi Arabia remains controversial among esports professionals and gamers due to the government's association with human rights abuses. I would have thought gamers would love that. That's like real gamer vibes. Riot Games ended a partnership with Neom, a city in development there, after an enormous backlash from employees, contractors, and fans. We moved too quickly to cement this partnership and caused rifts in the community, blah blah blah. Interesting. Neom is hiring. Oxygon is the industry hub thing. Trojena is the wacky city built into a mountain. Okay. Interesting. Savvy would absolutely hire an LGBTQ or Jewish person to lead a game studio in Saudi Arabia, he said, adding that we have on our executive team members of the LGBTQ community and women. Yeah, like I wonder how the heck are you gonna reconcile the like modern approach to gaming and the communities involved with Saudi Arabia's let's say social acceptance. All right, interesting.
Billions of dollars. Who saw that, chat? Y'all saw that shit? What I'm trying to say is, it's just to be.
What's that about? Are you serious? Bonus article. Well, the headline's sufficient. Amazon owns you. Wait.
No. Chud's fact checking too.
Beginning for this shit.
Except Chud didn't realize it's not esports, it's video games anyways. Actually, Three Stooges. Holy, the crossover. I know. This is like the ultimate cringe panel. It's super ambitious. I just wish it wasn't random Wahhabi monarchs leading it. Yeah. I guess they're the ones who have the money.
And you told me within this next 5 years it's gonna get interesting because now Kick is a competitor to Twitch. This shit has only been a concept for a few months. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, we're gonna see so much shit and so much. And Rumble's more YouTube, right? Isn't it? Isn't that Sneeko? Am I wrong? Is it?
Yep.
Well, we know they won't be making a flight simulator game because they won't know how to code the whole landing a plane bit. Curious. What's that in reference to?
Rumble is Twitch and YouTube. We got Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Like, Kick is cool, whatever, bro. Hosted on Amazon services, but you can't really upload videos like that. We got both at the same time, and we got free speech. And we got our own cloud service. We're not owned by Amazon. Amazon also owns Twitch, so it's pretty much the same exact platform.
Well, fair enough. I'm gonna get a word in. Okay.
I sort of got this like children. No, my content platform is better. My content platform is better than yours, and it'll beat up your content platform. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, chill. You're not. He's like using "we" to describe Rumble. You're not Rumble. You're a guy posting videos on Rumble. You're not Rumble. You don't have shares in Rumble. I've actually seen Sneeko with like a Rumble T-shirt on in photos recently. He's like, it's like an ideology thing, I guess. Like an identity thing. It's crazy. I watched Brittany Simon and asked Sneeko how he handles being so exceptional. Nice. If you run your own servers, you will never scale. Not true. Like, Amazon runs their own servers, and they scale, to become one of the world's biggest web service providers. In fact, yeah, Amazon rents servers, but they also... Oh, sorry. It's someone. Gotta check. Someone maybe knocked on the door. It was the neighbors, girls. Okay, there's like those two girls from the of the neighbors, and apparently one of them wanted to say hi. So I'm saying if Rumble gets popular, it dies without scaling. Yeah, of course. They would like scaling at the level of YouTube is an insane technical endeavor. But like YouTube's done it. It's I just disagree with this statement that if you run your own servers, you'll never scale. It's just really hard to do if you're talking about that level of technical competence.
Sneeko, Kick gets posted on all the blogs. All right, Rumble gets posted nowhere.
Yeah, Matrix platform. Rumble's. And if we're really gonna give credit about like influencers who started this like alternative platform shit, who really did it before me?
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you.
A million people.
I'm gonna tell you a major concern of Kick of mine.
Fucking Nick Fuentes started the.
I just noticed.
Nick Fuentes is the original. I got banned from everywhere, so I'm gonna go do my own thing on my own platform, guy. He's the OG.
Such a stupid argument to have. Like, it should be about what the benefits of the platform are. That's what matters. What are the benefits and upsides of a given platform?
I don't know when the feds might kick the door down and say, "Hey, listen, yo, number one, y'all are straight copying Twitch. Like I think y'all even have a just chatting section. Yo, it's crazy. Y'all are straight copying Twitch. Second of all, this whole shit is funded by gambling. There's really like
yes, you're not wrong. Let me explain. I'm gonna explain because I'm I'm
As a creator,
Sneeko.
Haram.
Sneeko, you bet. Listen, Sneeko, fuck that shit. You drank, that was haram, and you also gambled. We
I
had
didn't
a bet
gamble.
that night.
I didn't gamble shit.
We did bet, Sneeko.
Do we
I
bet
you
money?
on that fight.
We did bet. Bro, we did not bet. Don't lie on my name.
Sneeko, don't be ironic. I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing about Kick. Here's the thing.
Like, I like the fact that Aiden isn't letting him pull the like bullshit pseudo Muslim stuff. Like, dude, they're all fucking grifters. He's like, you're a fucking grifter. Don't pull that shit on me. I know you don't respect your own bullshit.
Tactics, man.
When this shit is monetizable through advertisements and shit, it's gonna people are gonna
Look at the chat. LJew, lol, Jew calling you out right now.
really understand. Academics, what Kick is doing.
Yeah, what a nice chat and what a nice community with Sneeko.
Muslim though. It's all a fucking. It's like Milo pretending to be Christian. It's the same thing. Milo was gay and now he's got to pretend to be Christian for his audience. Sneeko was a cuck and now he's got to pretend to be Muslim for his audience.
Streamers and mid-sized creators.
Pretty much.
No other platform has done it. Offered a 95-5 split, offering a bunch of great services. Yes, there's issues, there's problems. For example, my viewers just went from fucking 60 to 90,000 in 1 second. There's problems with that. There is honestly problems. There's issues, but it's so brand new. It's in beta. Give this shit some time. I get it.
Okay. We get you, Aiden. We get you. All right, I'm gonna get some water, and we're moving on to like actual interesting stuff. I'm done eating. Is Sneeko's audience actually Muslim? He has acquired a lot of like Muslim people in his audience. The main thing that happened is that when Andrew Tate converted to Islam, or like he postured converting to Islam, I have absolutely no confidence in the sincerity of his newfound spirituality. Well, Sneeko followed suit. Aiden found renewed faith in his like Jewish identity, which wasn't a big part of his content until then. From what I've seen, I'm not an expert on his content, but basically everyone decided to do the religious grift in order to capture as much of Tate's audience as possible, which is also what Tate did. It's basically the way I see it. It's the accomplishment of this weird, like, self-fulfilling prophecy. You know how progressives have been calling out conservatives for years now, looking at the laws that the GOP has been trying to pass in the U.S. and being like, yo, y'all are trying to set up Sharia law in the U.S. You're simultaneously Islamophobic and you want to install Sharia law. And well, at some point, it seems like the red pill conservative grift decided, you know what? Yeah, let's fucking go. Let's go full Muslim, like, extremist, Sharia law, women are objects, and like, let's fucking go. Yeah. I feel like that's where we're at now. Ooh, are they going to play out the Israel-Palestine debate? And how does Hitler play into this? Like, Sneeko called out Aiden for something related to Jewishness earlier in the discussion. I think they're just like they're also like playing up the rivality. They're like playing up the back and forth for drama, just to farm like, you know, contention between their communities. Rivalry. Thank you. That's the word. My brain was stuck in French mode. Yeah, I think they were just playing up the rivalry for performance at that point as well. I don't think they actually are like fighting over who's better, Rumble or Kick. Find a gullible group and say you're one of them. How to gain followers? Unironically, yeah. Like I'm saying, Tate did this, and like Sneeko and Aiden were, well, mostly Sneeko much more so than Aiden. Sneeko saw that and was like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let me do the same thing." Because Sneeko's basically like copy pasting his entire lifestyle off of Andrew Tate right now. So Kick is Israel and Rumble is Palestine. Yeah, pretty much. Let's go with that. Saxophone chop, no stealing. That is the effect of seeing a saxophone. Nice. Is that a seal pup? I think that's a... Oh yeah, you're right. That is a seal pup. I thought that was like a Photoshop doggo. But you are right. That is a seal pup. Oh, is that the original? Oh, that is the original one. Where it's from. I love how I've listened to so much of the Japanese city pop. I don't think I have a... I recognize all of the songs they put on those videos. I love seal pups. Yeah, they're so cute. Nice. All right, that was cool. That was a nice palate cleanser. All right, so I was reading an article. I'm going to finish this article. We're going to go into our article reading mode real quick. Because this seems to be like an interesting little thing that happened with regards to the COVID vaccine skepticism. I don't like the asteroid hitting it in the end. Where was my trigger warning? Well, rip. Florida Surgeon General altered key findings in study on COVID-19 vaccine safety. Joseph Ladapo defended the move, saying revisions are a normal part of assessing such analysis. So I was reading it a bit before the stream already. Basically, Florida Surgeon General personally altered a state-driven study about COVID-19 vaccines to suggest that some doses pose a significantly higher health risk for young men than had been established by the broader medical community. So the changes he made were released as part of a public records request, presented the risks of cardiac death, which anyone who's been following like vaccine skepticism, that is a common talking point, to be more severe than previous versions of the study. He later used the final document in October to bolster disputed claims that Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna vaccines were dangerous to young men. The Surgeon General, well-known skeptic, faced a backlash from the medical community after he made the assertions, which go against guidance from the Centers of Disease, the CDC, blah, blah, blah. Researchers with Johns Hopkins School of Public Health and University of Florida viewed edits on the study and have followed the issue closely, criticized the Surgeon General for making the changes. One said it appears Ladapo altered the study out of political, not scientific concerns. So basically, I didn't know it even worked that way. You can have a Surgeon General fucking edit a public study and just make it say whatever he wants. That's crazy. The newly released draft of the 8-page study provided by the Florida Department of Health indicates that it initially stated there was no significant risk associated with the COVID-19 vaccines for young men. but Dr. L's edits, as the document is titled, revealed that Ladapo replaced that language to say that men between 18 and 39 years old are at high risk of heart illness from 2 COVID vaccines that use mRNA technology. So what he wrote in the draft is results from the stratified analysis may be driving the increased risk in males, blah, blah, blah. The risk associated with mRNA vaccination should be weighed against the risk associated with COVID-19 infection. My understanding all this time, honestly, has been, outside of the, bullshit edit that he added, that this statement is absolutely true. It is true that the risk associated with mRNA vaccination should be weighed against the risk associated with COVID-19 infection. That is how you evaluate any medical procedure. You evaluate the procedure itself, which always will have risks, always will have secondary potential effects. No matter how safe the medication is, there is always a risk, and you evaluate that versus the risk and cost of what you are treating itself. That's why chemotherapy is a good medical procedure for when you have cancer. It's a pretty horrible thing to go through if you don't. And it's actually a pretty horrible thing to go through regardless if you have cancer or not. It's just that it's better than dying from cancer. I use that same argument when it comes to discussing trans rights, specifically the right to gender-affirming care. Of course, there are health risks associated with gender-affirming care. There are health risks associated with hormone replacement therapy. There are risks associated with the surgeries. All of those procedures are very invasive. But the way you should look at it medically, scientifically, is you evaluate the risks of those procedures versus the risks of untreated gender dysphoria in this specific example. Do you evaluate the risks to others by not treating? Current guidelines say you can't. I would argue that you should when it comes to a pandemic. I do think, and I know this goes against the individualistic, ideological, approach that is more or less pervasive in the American perspective. I do, however, think that there are situations where the good of the people, of society, overrules the good of the individual. So I do think that, widespread pandemic is absolutely a situation where the risks to others should take priority over, or not priority, they should be part of the calculation. Let's put it that way. They should absolutely be part of the calculation, in my own personal opinion. I know in the US it's a bit different, but the thing is, you don't even need that to be part of the calculation to justify vaccination with COVID vaccines. The data I had seen back when I was looking at the heart disease stuff was, and maybe I got bamboozled by Dr. L's edits, but I had seen the studies saying that yes, I am at higher risk of heart disease because of having been vaccinated multiple times, but that higher risk of heart disease is still lower than if I had been infected with COVID without vaccination. It's I'm at higher risk than if I don't catch COVID and don't get vaccinated, but that would not have happened. I caught COVID 3 times despite being vaccinated 3 times. There's no timeline where I don't get COVID, especially if I'm not vaccinated. So it's good I got vaccinated. It actually made the subsequent infections less dangerous to me and lowered overall my risk of heart disease in the long term. In a statement to Politico, Ladapo said revisions and refinements are a normal part of assessing surveillance data and that he has the appropriate expertise and training to make those decisions. To say that I removed an analysis for a particular outcome is an implicit denial of the fact that the public has been the recipient of biased data and interpretations since the beginning of the mRNA COVID-19 vaccine campaign. Oh man, this is rough because without reading the actual study and crunching the numbers of the that they use in the study, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right, and the study should be stating that young men are at a higher risk of cardiac disease, or maybe not. Maybe he made that shit up and it's super disingenuous. My impression was that was a real thing, but maybe I was wrong. The cardiac disease, risk. He also said that he determined the study was worthwhile since the federal government and Big Pharma continue to misrepresent risks. He was also a supporter of hydroxychloroquine. Oh no! Okay, the problem is this guy really sounds like this French doctor from Marseille, Dr. Raoult. He was the original, the OG hydroxychloroquine doctor. He published. He's getting like sued, by the way, or like hardcore over that. He's basically become a YouTuber during the COVID pandemic. Hardcore shilling like vaccine skepticism, hydroxychloroquine, some kind of big pharma conspiracy. He's been really, really deep down that road. And the thing is, he actually has qualifications. He's the director of epidemiology at the at one of Marseille's biggest hospitals. So there's a reason why people were listening to him. But it's a bit of a let's say it turned out that he was wrong. I honestly was originally like open, like, hey, the guy's a doctor. The guy's been trying to treat people with hydroxychloroquine, with other stuff. Like, why not? You know, we're in the middle of an unprecedented situation. Of course, you got to try shit out, and if it works, it works. But then other scientists tried to reproduce his treatments. They looked at the data, and it turned out that he mostly faked his positive results. So that is a bit he's a bit of a controversial figure in the French society. I was looking to see if there was any special news about him, but not really. Ladapo was picked by DeSantis in September 2021 to become the state's Surgeon General as DeSantis waged war against President Joe Biden's COVID-related restrictions and ordered the state to ban mask-wearing requirements in schools and employer-issued vaccine mandates. He drew criticism in part because he was affiliated with a group founded to fight COVID restrictions by anti-vaccine advocate Simon Gold. Okay. Definitely not a biased person. Yet the researchers who viewed a copy of the edits said Ladapo removed an important analysis that would have contradicted his recommendation. Okay. Well, that is a bit of a more specific statement. When I was saying earlier, like, hey, maybe his edits were correct. Well, doesn't seem like that. He took out stuff that didn't support his position. That's really a problem, yes. What's clear from Dr. L's edits and the previous analysis is that absolutely there was a political motivation behind the final analysis that was produced. Key information was withheld from the public that would have allowed them or other experts to interpret this in context. The edits also shed new light on an anonymous internal complaint he faced last year. The complaint, which the Florida Department of Health's Inspector General investigated, accused Ladapo of scientific fraud for allegedly manipulating the final draft of the study. Oh no. It's the Florida AG, yeah. Now I understand. They only give jobs to DeSantis cronies there. Yeah, it's 100% that, of course. In a previous interview with Politico, Ladapo said the accusations were factually false. Nice. A fan of the alliteration once again. I appreciate that. All right, let's get into some Tucker Carlson stuff. So, ever since we covered Tucker Carlson's firing yesterday, there's been a lot of stuff flying around the internet. I did a little selection of key tweets to look over for the entertainment value, as we shall see. Current law that could allow Fox News to claim a giant tax deduction on its $787 million settlement with Dominion. Sign here to call on Congress to support Representative Brendan Boyle's bill to fix this loophole. Dude. Losing money. Yeah, I saw Jan's burner account. It's on the list of content. I'll get to it after this jokes though. Okay. Current law could allow Fox News to claim a giant tax deduction on its $787 million settlement with Dominion. Dude. And then there's like another one too. There's a million of them. There's multiples of those. Dominion settled with Fox? Yes. Doesn't BlackRock Vanguard own Dominion? Doesn't BlackRock Vanguard own Fox? So they sued themselves, and now they get to write off hundreds of millions? Dude, firstly, in what kind of world do you want to live in where companies cannot write off their losses? Fox News lost that money. Of course, it's going to be written off their profits and make them pay less taxes. That's how taxes work. That's how like corporate revenue taxes work. How else would you want it to work? That makes what are people complaining about? This is some like insane. This is insane like ethic like emotional reasoning here. I don't understand where they're getting at. And on top of that, if you think about it, like Fox News lost all that money. It's not like them not paying. I think it was $200 million in taxes that they would have paid otherwise on this money. That money's not gonna like they still lost $787 million, and then guess who has to declare that money as gains? Dominion. Dominion will still have to declare that money as gains and pay taxes on it. And as far as I know, in most jurisdictions in the US, corporate tax is just like a flat tax on profits, on revenue, right? So like the Dominion's going to pay the same amount of taxes that Fox was going to pay anyways. It's you're literally just transferring money from Fox News to Dominion and also transferring the tax liability. That's all. That's all. There's no tax fraud going on here. It's a very normal thing. It's very normal. The state is not going to be missing those taxes. It's still going to go get paid to the taxes are still going to get paid on that money. Boo, I'd be okay with Corpse not being able to write off lawsuit losses. I get the ethical argument there, but I don't think that makes economic sense. I think instead of making them, I don't think that makes sense, honestly. Like if a company fucks up and they make less money, then that is it. That they made less money, and the taxes should be on the money they make, right? Unless you want to tax in a different way than taxing like a percentage of profits. Dominion, hey Laughing Fish, how are you doing? Also, do they share ownership? Fox is a parent company. So the reason they were talking about BlackRock / Vanguard is because BlackRock acquired a 15% share in Fox News or News Corp. I don't remember which one. Last year, if I recall correctly, and they also own a sizable portion of Dominion. So BlackRock, which for those unfamiliar with them, they're one of the biggest investment groups in the world. They've basically acquired huge amounts of shares in both those companies. I guess I just feel a certain way about the write-off thing in general. It's hella exploited by institutions that can retain an accounting firm. Yeah, and I get that, but I don't see how else it should work. That's like my personal issue. BlackRock manages a quarter of the world's assets in value, you mean, right? Not in volume. I don't know. I get triggered by this because this is like hella misrepresenting what's happening as well. Like it's not a giant tax deduction; it's making less profit. I think this is a very, very disingenuous way of presenting what's actually happening, and I really, really dislike that just kind of misinformation.
potentially a stolen election. The Dominion software system has been tagged as one allegedly capable of flipping votes.
Disturbing irregularities have been found.
Wow, $787,500,000.
Fox News could be getting a tax break as large as 230 million. Like, we don't even know how much the tax break is going to be anyways, because it depends on how much money they make this year. Obviously, that's just an estimate. It's needing to pay out profits they made. Those profits paid out should be post being taxed. I'm sure you could argue that it shouldn't be an expense. I guess I just disagree. Like, legal expenses are still expenses in the functioning of the company. I get the ethical argument that if you lose a lawsuit, that's because you did something wrong, and if you did something wrong, you should be fully liable for it, even with the taxation. I get the moral, like, ethical argument there. I guess it's a modification that could be done. Yes, exactly. Hiring lawyers is expensive, but the lawsuit loss is a bit different. You're right. It could be treated exceptionally. It could be treated differently. I don't know. I don't really mind that much that it's treated the way it is, though, honestly. I don't think it's that big of a deal at the end of the day. Like, sure, it makes the loss less big of a loss. It's still hundreds of millions of dollars. It's just a fraction of the loss that's recouped under the form of the lesser taxes to be paid. Firing workers to pay taxes actually hurts the government's pockets. That's how I see it. I think you're correct on a bit of like a macroeconomic scale, where having money go into salaries and workers who then pay their own taxes is perhaps more efficient in certain situations than having the company pay taxes. But that's like a whole other, and that's like a balancing act, right? You don't want corporate taxes to be so high that companies cannot thrive and hire workers and build the economy that way, but you don't want them to be so low that companies are just exploiting the system. You need to like figure out where all this stuff balances out, and that I'm sure there's like mathematical equations for that. Maybe we will see a de-radicalization of Fox News for a fair competition to MSNBC. I don't believe that 1 second, Laughing Fish. The Fox News still has a plethora of very, very radicalized and radical commentators that are probably frothing at the mouth to replace Mr. Carlson. And they're committed. They're committed to the grift. They're committed to their audience. They can't change their content when their audience is coming there every evening for the same stuff. They want the moral panic. They want the culture war. They want to hear about how Democrats are ruining America. If you change that, then first off, you're no longer aligning with Rupert Murdoch's plan, which I honestly do 100% believe that he has quite a lot of editorial control over Fox News. And then you also just are going to alienate your viewer base. You can't change your content all the time and expect to keep the same viewers. Just look at me when I switch to Valorant. I lose all my viewers. You can even see it at a small scale with me. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous how people are misrepresenting the whole tax thing. To me, it's just like a very like what you said, Scoopster. That's reasonable. Okay, maybe lawsuit losses or fines should be taken post taxes. Sure. But what those people are saying is like there's some kind of conspiracy with BlackRock to like launder money. Dude, Dominion will still pay taxes on that money. It's not like magically. That money isn't magically going to a tax haven. This is why you should keep doing more swimsuit streams. Got to keep the old audience happy. Exactly. True. Hey, Dub, how are you doing? I don't know, it's the lack of financial literacy in those discussions that really triggers me at this point. And like going further down that line into the conspiracy world, we got, whoa, BlackRock increased its stock ownership of Fox Corporation to over 15% in February. Now do you see why Fox parted ways with Tucker only 2 months later? Always follow the money. You got the like anti-globalist people thinking they're now like associating BlackRock with all the, you know, globalism, Soros bucks, and all that stuff, trying to corrupt Fox News. Dude, it's just normal capitalism at work. Nothing more to see there. It's not some grand conspiracy. Fucking Fox News probably fired him either because he dissed Rupert Murdoch in his DMs, or because of the harassment lawsuit allegations. I'm doing good. Hope everyone else is doing good as well. Good. Thank you. And yet Pfizer and Norfolk stock prices nearly unchanged. Oh yeah. I've seen people speculate that it's like a vaccine conspiracy, because is it this one? Oh no, this one's the Ukraine one. In January, Tucker Carlson reacted to a video of Zelensky thanking BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs for rebuilding Ukraine. Let's check it out. Oh god, Tucker Carlson simping for Putin. That's always beautiful.
So, of course, the war in Ukraine has totally destroyed Ukraine, killed over 100,000 Ukrainians, but it's still going. Why is that? Because the Biden administration has kept it going. They could have forced a peace. They haven't. They don't want to.
You could have forced a peace, dude. Okay, to be fair, Biden could have done something. He could have told Zelensky to fuck off. He's not sending any weapons. You're not part of NATO. You're done for. Just fucking surrender. We're not helping you. And yeah, then Ukraine would have probably already lost.
Is that? Why kill all these Ukrainians? Why destroy an entire country? Well, because people are getting rich. BlackRock.
Well, shouldn't you ask that question to Putin, by the way, instead of asking it to Biden? What, like, Biden isn't on the ground in Kyiv fucking murdering Ukrainians. That's not Biden. That's not him. That's the wrong target.
Plans to get rich. So BlackRock is now saying out loud that the war in Ukraine, the death of all these Ukrainians, is actually a great opportunity to transform Ukraine into a beacon of capitalism. Right. Goldman Sachs is excited, too. Their CEO says that rebuilding Ukraine represents, quote, good economic incentives for real return and real investment. Imagine. Whose money is that? Oh, it's going to be yours.
No. BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs aren't investing your money. What's wrong with what is wrong with financial literacy in 2023? Jesus Christ.
To rebuild Ukraine, these guys are going to get rich from it. You see how this works? So yesterday, because these people have no self-awareness whatsoever, the president of Ukraine...
And look, there's one thing I will agree with Tucker Carlson here. It's that war profiteering, sure. War profiteering, there can be a very interesting discussion about it. There are obviously ethical problems with it. But that's not what he's saying. He's fucking going whack job on us here. How is BlackRock and Goldman Sachs putting taxpayer money in for rebuilding Ukraine, where they're talking about investments and return on investment? That's not how investments work. Investments are like, governments can do investments as well. But obviously, they're talking about private investment. They're talking about, hey, if you send money to like rebuild a factory in Ukraine, the return will be great. That factory, like, you'll rebuild it for cheap, and it'll make a lot of money, especially once the war is over. It's like high risk, high return, basically, which is true. It is a high risk, high return investment. Like, there's nothing wrong with what they're saying, economically speaking.
Zelensky went on camera to say he's thrilled about all these economic opportunities. Watch this.
It is obvious that American business can become the locomotive that will once again push forward global economic growth. We have already managed to attract attention and have cooperation with such giants of the international financial and investment world as BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs, such American brands as Starlink or Westinghouse, have already become part of our Ukrainian way. Your brilliant defense systems, such as HIMARS or Bradleys, are already uniting our history of freedom with your enterprises. We are waiting for Patriots. We are looking close.
Subscribe to my Patreon. Look, I have to say, Zelensky's right. Zelensky's right. You need fucking money to rebuild a country after a war.
At Abrams, thousands of such examples are possible.
And yeah, like no shit. Ukraine's fate is dependent on the U.S. In case anyone hadn't noticed, in case anyone had missed that part of what's been going on for the past year, yes, Ukraine's fate is dependent on the U.S.
And everyone can become a big business by working with Ukraine.
Oh, you can make a lot of money in Ukraine. It's the Ukrainian way, which is, of course, corruption, one of the most corrupt countries in the world. But if you're looking...
I mean, that is true. That is true. Eastern Europe is not known for dealing well with corruption in general. But that's also like a really, really mean-spirited and disingenuous response to what Zelensky is saying. What Zelensky is saying, and it is true, is that Ukraine needs all that fucking money and all that help. It needs the investments. It needs everything it can get. He's just doing his job as president in that speech, honestly.
For a money laundering opportunity, well, it's the perfect place for you. Send us more tanks, by the way. And, as by design, it was confirmed today that this country is, in fact, sending more M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
Guess the actual most corrupt country. Russia. Sorry, I couldn't guess. I coughed. I don't know. I actually don't know what country has the highest corruption index. I know there's like a... Let's Google it, actually. Highest corruption index country. Corruption perceptions index. Oh, it's not Russia, actually. All right, let's go for the lowest score. Somalia. Not surprised. Okay, Somalia, Syria, South Sudan. Oh yeah, I need to read up on what's happening with South Sudan. Venezuela, yeah, not surprising. Yemen, Libya, Haiti, yeah, North Korea, yeah. Chad, not very Chad-like of you. Congo, of course. Eritrea, Sudan, Myanmar, yeah. Afghanistan. Iran, Pakistan, Kyrgyzstan, Mali, yeah, Russia. Okay, there you go. Russia, 137th with a 28th rating. How is Russia not near the top? To be fair, there are a lot of much more dysfunctional countries than Russia. There are countries that are way more dysfunctional than Russia, and they are higher up on this list. Like, look, Putin's fucked up a lot of things in Russia, but it's still mostly a coherent country. Somalia is like it's fucked. It's fucked. The government is in exile. Most of the country is run by warlords. The only part of the country that actually has a functional government is secessionist, and their government, which is functional, is not recognized by the international community. So there's like a separate country in Somalia called Somaliland that wants to secede, and that is a country de facto but not de jure. The rest of the country is like a shit show. I guess maybe thinking an amount stolen. Oh, well, okay, sure, yeah, but that's like another metric. By dysfunctional, you mean poor? You could say the same for China, but they have cash. Well, China's a lot more stable. The thing is, instability will obviously affect the perception of corruption levels, I think, in this chart. Like a lot of the lowest or the highest corruption countries in this list are just the most unstable countries in the world. Somalia, Syria, South Sudan, Venezuela, Yemen. Literally, the top 5 here, the top 5 are some of the most unstable countries in the past couple of years. Somalia, Syria, South Sudan, and Yemen, unstable politically, militarily, on a humanitarian level. Venezuela, unstable economically and politically. Like, that's and it's true that that's going to breed a lot of corruption. That's going to breed a lot of desperation. That's going to undermine the rule of law, because the survival is going to take over. Is going to have a much higher priority than the rule of law. Now, you're right. Obviously, like, China should be pretty high up there. I don't know where it's at, but China, 65. China. Well, it's at the same level as Cuba in the rankings. I don't know much about Cuba. Near Romania, Montenegro, Armenia, Malta. Seems about right, honestly. And then underneath it, Jamaica, Oman, Bulgaria, Benin, Senegal, Ghana, South Africa. Seems about right to me, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with like everything here, but at a glance, it seems like a pretty reasonable chart. Looks like a GDP graph, to be honest. Well, like I was saying, like, you're right, but there's just this basic correlation that the more desperate people are, the less the rule of law is going to matter. If everyone's starving, then the cop's going to be much more likely to accept a bribe. They gotta take care of their family. They gotta take care of themselves. At the end of the day, that's like the most basic form of corruption. It's bribes, it's self-interest, and when it's about survival, then of course people are gonna prioritize that. Colonialism, yeah, obviously it's also just a chart of colonialism. In part, we got a lot of Eastern Europe showing up. We got Hungary, considered more corrupt than China. Interesting. Kosovo, North Macedonia, Moldova, and then we're back in like third world. Oh, Serbia's up here. Damn. Bosnia Herzegovina, Ukraine. Yeah, Eastern Europe definitely definitely showing up. Not about to be let down. France considered less corrupt than the US. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't think that's legitimate, honestly. But it's obviously probably because I know more about the French scandals than like most, like, people don't really talk about the French scandals, whereas US stuff will be talked about worldwide. And yeah, number 1, Denmark, Finland, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, Singapore. Have you seen Florida? True. Florida. I mean, Florida is a bit of its own microcosm, but you're right. Florida deserves to tank the US rating. Anyways, so this guy, corruption index aside, this guy believes that the reason why Tucker Carlson got fired is because he criticized BlackRock. He criticized Zelensky thanking BlackRock for considering investing in Ukraine. Which first off, like, Tucker Carlson's criticism is fucking insane. Of course, he's going to be happy that BlackRock is willing to pump money into Ukraine. But then also, there is this code word I've seen those in a few tweets apart from this one. ESG stands for environmental and social governance. It is the acronym for the policy that contemporary investment funds have been following, which is basically that you're going to invest in a way where you're going to try to respect environmental and social concerns. You're going to try to invest responsibly and to govern your investments in order to benefit society. Obviously, right-wing conspiracy nuts see it as more like Soros-backed globalist woke LGBTQ agenda corrupting our pure capitalist companies or whatever the fuck.
The war in Ukraine has totally destroyed Ukraine.
Shut up, Tucker. You're gone. I'm like, oh god. Oh god, the tweets. One of the few intellectually honest TV talk show hosts on major cable. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, Stella Branca. Ha ha ha. Okay. And then we have this variant of the conspiracy theory. So it starts off with a tweet by a far-right content creator from Sweden. We now have some more clarity regarding why Tucker Carlson was fired. A Jewish woman, Abby Grossberg, who herself was subpoenaed by Smartmatic over election fraud claims, turned the tables on Tucker Carlson. Basically, she's the origin of the allegations of like workplace misconduct. Only an idiot would believe this was the reason Fox severed ties with Tucker Carlson. The real reason is that BlackRock just announced it now holds 15% of Fox, and Tucker was about to expose their utter corruption. Yes, obviously, Tucker, the investigative journalist, he's when he's not preparing for his show, he's actually wiretapping BlackRock executives to find out how corrupt they are. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. How do you think the world actually works? Because it doesn't work this way. I'm so happy I never got into Twitter based. You should be. You should be grateful for that. And finally, actually not finally, I have some other memes, I think. Yeah, I have one more. I have a couple of other memes. But finally, in this like array of insanity, I got the like cherry on the cake, the culmination, the straw that elevates the camel's back. Russia's biggest propagandist, Vladimir Solovyev, that we've seen many times on this stream, shared this email to Tucker Carlson following the news of his firing. Dear Tucker, today, the United States mainstream media has lost its last remaining voice of reason. As the rest of the world, we have heard about your decision to quit working for Fox Corp and wholeheartedly support your decision. You have our admiration and support in any endeavor you choose for yourself next, be it running for president of the US, which you should totally do, by the way, or making an independent media project. We will happily offer you a job if you wish to carry on as a presenter and host. You are always welcome in Russia and in Moscow. We wish you the best of luck. Sincerely, Solovyev Live Team. You can't make this up. Like, how great of a mouthpiece for Russia Tucker is. He's going to get the Russian Medal of Honor at this point. Could you discuss a bit more about ESG? Is the moralist conspiracy warranted? It's basically using social justice and AI to determine market trajectory. It's not really linked to AI from what I've seen. The only thing I've seen is that it's trying to engineer the direction the economy goes towards by using investment pressure. So kind of like what Magic Turtle said, economic pressure to be a moral campaign. So basically the idea is you're going to choose, even though right now you consider that perhaps investing in ExxonMobil is the best investment you can do, you're gonna still invest in energy, but you're gonna invest more in renewables, or you're gonna sign with a specific contract with Exxon. We're gonna help them transfer towards renewable technologies instead of like forcing them to not use that money for oil, or that's where like the governance part comes into play, stuff like that. And then on the social aspect as well, you're gonna refuse investments to companies that show bigotry, etc., etc., and tell others to invest in the same companies. Pump my bags. It's not a bad initiative per se. Obviously, you need to be careful like how far you take it. There is such a thing as stupid altruism, where you take on a loss in order to hopefully benefit other people, but the loss you take on is greater than the net benefit you've created for the world. So you've created a loss of value for the whole system that you're a part of. That would be stupid altruism. That it could go in that direction as well if you take it too far. But the way it seems to be approached is the approach of intelligent altruism, which is that I am going to maybe make a little bit less money, but I'm still going to make money, and I'm going to get a better outcome long-term for everyone out of it, if possible. Now, that being said, I have an article claiming that to have the real reason why Tucker got fired, and now we got into the title of the stream, finally. At some point, these type of policies need to be implemented for survival. Yeah, if you believe that climate change is an existential threat to humanity, which I personally do believe, then absolutely, those policies are a necessity. You can't let the invisible hand of the market like fondle your balls while we do nothing and die of crazy climate change and stuff. The third one will blow your mind. Yeah, Tucker Carlson out at Fox News. So, in this Axios article, Sarah Fisher claims to actually have knowledge of why he got fired. A source familiar with the situation told Axios that the firing was not part of the settlement agreement, the settlement with Dominion in this specific case. The decision to fire Carlson was made Friday night by Fox Corporation CEO Lachlan Murdoch and Fox News CEO Suzanne Scott, according to their sources. A slew of material that was uncovered during pretrial discovery that implicated Carlson. More information could be out there that could be legally damaging for Fox as it stares down more defamation cases. Notably, Smartmatic is suing Fox as well. I do want to add, I feel like this is PR speak for Tucker Carlson through some mud at Murdoch. I can't help but believe that there has to be a little bit of vindictiveness in this as well from Murdoch, considering how tight of a ship he's been running all those years. And former Fox News producers Abby Grossberg, which we just talked about, who is suing the network for allegedly trying to manipulate her testimony during pretrial discovery for the Dominion case, said in a legal filing just before the trial that there are Fox News tapes showing Rudy Giuliani and other Trump allies admitting they had no evidence to support their claims about Dominion election fraud. Okay. So that wasn't about the harassment allegations. In private text messages with other Fox News hosts, Carlson pressed to get a fellow Fox News reporter fired for accurately fact-checking a tweet from Donald Trump that praised Fox News coverage about the voting machines and referenced Dominion voting systems. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I actually had gone over some of the leaked DMs from Carlson. Carlson did not immediately respond to an Axios request for comment. Yeah, then basically what's going to happen go further down the line. Fox News Tonight will air live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, starting this evening as an interim show helmed by rotating Fox News personalities until a new host is named. That we already knew. The network said it thanked Carlson for his service to the network and prior to that as a contributor. And on Monday, shortly after the news was announced, Fox News host Harris Faulkner confirmed the changes. So there you have it. That's all, folks. But if the source is legit from Axios, then this is probably the closest we will get to an actual official explanation. Because, well, There's not going to be a PR statement about it, I think. I think everyone's covering their asses in this affair. Now, just a little bit of cringe as a palate cleanser before we go into Musk's alt account on Twitter. You've all heard about black reparations, reparations for black people in the U.S., but have you heard about black people paying reparations in the U.S.? Because we've reached a whole new level in reparations discourse. I think this is the peak. I don't think it gets better than this. Wow, this black Republican candidate for governor says it's black Americans that owe reparations to this country for our freedom. He's saying black people owe reparations for their freedom. I wonder what's the mathematical basis for the reparations. Are we gonna like index the value of a slave on like make it scale for inflation? Like the value, how much was the average slave worth back when they were emancipated? Then apply inflation to it, and then have like every black American household pay reparations on that. Is that the plan, Mr. GOP guy? TBH, he knows his base. True. This is who will likely be the GOP candidate for governor in North Carolina, and I swear to God, if any black people vote for him, I'm coming to your house. I wonder who the fuck, like, I definitely white people. There's gonna be white people voting for him, but I wonder who the fuck could be like black and vote for that. That's fucking rough. I'm not gonna say the like Biden thing, like, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Oh yeah, there was this banger. I hate this guy because he does alt-right comics, but he did have this one that was a banger. Biden sucking the blackness out of someone. Yeah, tons of black people will vote for him. Oh no. Oh yeah, it's this one. I'll never vote for you. Then I'm afraid you ain't black. That statement of Biden's was so stupid. It deserved this comic. Scary Brandon, yeah. Dark Brandon Rising. In a decentralized manner, all investors make judgments about the long tail in sustainability. Not true. Not true. Time and time again, we see the biggest institutions value individual gains and short-term profits over actual sustainable economic practices. That is objectively not true, Magic Turtle. Not a fan of the letter BlackRock sent out about ESG. It's definitely a social power grab trying to pressure other capital managers into BlackRock's portfolio, regulate the companies themselves. If you zoom out, it is objectively true. What do you mean zoom out? I agree with you, though. Like, regulating the companies themselves is better than just having economic pressure and trying to create this, like, philanthropical investment approach. I agree with you. We shouldn't be relying on philanthropy. We should actually implement proper regulation of companies. If we see companies doing things that are against public interest or against long-term interests, those things can very well be regulated. That I will 100% agree with you, Magic Turtle. But I don't think someone wanting to do philanthropy, there's anything wrong with that either. You're saying these people don't, but the reality is it catches up on the bottom line. Electric cars aren't just a meme, it's cost savings. No, dude, we had fucking leaded fuel for 100 years, okay? That's like 20th century problems. We had leaded fuel for 100 years. We had tobacco companies lobbying for half a century, preventing the health effects to be public and well known. Time and time again, powerful, rich, like the powerful corporations will stop progress, will stop proper knowledge, will stop proper discovery of what would be the appropriate way forward in order to ensure their bottom line. And the solution and that is where we agree, it's regulation. It's not like I have absolutely zero trust. And that is perhaps where we also agree. I don't have more trust in BlackRock than any other of those other companies. BlackRock, I don't believe they're philanthropists. They're not. They're just an investment company. But them wanting to invest better is not something I'm going to be like, oh no, that's bad. I'm going to be like, I don't really believe you, but hey, if you do it, good. Good for you. That's my own personal take on it. But yeah, I don't have really much confidence that they're going to genuinely change their ways and all that stuff. And what you're saying is perhaps true as well. The idea that they're trying to establish some sort of consensus on what companies should be invested in, that's going to make them more profitable as well. I get what you mean there. So, Pascal's wager with investing in BlackRock. Sure. So Dexerto published this rather funny screenshot from Elon Musk's account that, well, Elon Musk shared. Elon Musk revealed that he makes over $120,000 per month in Twitter subscription revenue, according to his screenshot showing subscriber count. And people noticed, wait, there's something interesting with Elon Musk's screenshot. There's something very, very interesting with it. There is a profile pic for an alt account right here. People found that alt account. People looked up that profile pic. That alt account is at Elon Musk, with such bangers as a response to the I forgot his name. Sam Bankman-Fried's scandal, the photo of his partner coming out. Bro had a net worth of 16 billion USD and risked it all for this. The grip he must have been unfathomable. Elon on his alt responds, "I love librarians." Michael Saylor saying Satoshi had the right idea. Obviously, big fan of crypto. Elon Musk responding, "Do you like Japanese girls?" And then another banger, such as, "It feels like we were in a nightclub and the lights just turned on. What nightclub are you at? I wish I was old enough to go to nightclubs. They sound so fun." Oh yeah, reminder. As you see, this is like a photo of a little boy. He's LARPing. He's LARPing as a... He's LARPing as a kid on his alt account. It's so fucking weird. I understand the like shit posting. I understand that, you know, we've seen it on his main account. Elon's a big fan of shit posting. He does a lot of that. And I wouldn't want, yeah, you misread Magic Turtle. I wouldn't want to take away anyone's right to shit post. I 100% respect his right to shit post. But hey, sometimes you play the game and you get burnt. If you're shit posting on an alt account, you gotta, and it gets uncovered, well, shame's on you, buddy. Shame's on you. You got you got discovered. I wonder how many followers he's going to gain from this now. Followed by Cheyenne Saddarizadeh. Of course. I wonder if Cheyenne followed him right after this. Cheyenne Saddarizadeh is a hoax debunker and like fact checker that I follow on Twitter. I will turn 3 on May 4th. For the love of God, can someone follow me? Dude, yeah, now that people know that this is Elon Musk, he's got like thousands of likes on his tweets and 36k followers. Maybe I should just pretend to be Elon Musk. Crypto is confusing. Hello? It's so weird to me. Why would you LARP as a kid? Anyways, well, it is a thing. It is a thing Elon did. He's no president, just CEO. Well, that is true as well. All right, and that's oh, that was done with fast. That's pretty much all the content I had for today. Let me double check. There was some. I think there was some Reddit and Discord stuff. Oh yeah. I forgot about this one. Quick little banger. Tell Tucker I want him to know it was me. Yes, the green M&M finally got her revenge. Y files? What do you mean Y files, Magic Turtle? What you talking about? Let me go get some water while Magic Turtle explains himself. Explain yourself, boy. It's a YouTube channel, has fun conspiracy videos, it's good React content. Alright, I'll check it out. Depends on how long the videos are, though. I don't feel like doing, like, 30-plus minute videos right now. California, Vermont, and Oregon have the nation's highest homelessness rates. California is cool to the homeless. California, yeah, is cool to the homeless. South Park. John Oliver crypto video. Oh yeah, I'd actually watched this segment yesterday. In the city of homeless.
All right, hit it. Let's hope to crash this works.
California
Your love.
California is nice to the homeless. California, super cool to the homeless. In the
City.
Santa Monica, lots of rich people giving change to the homeless. Change in the city of Brentwood.
I love the original song too so much. That's also part of it. I love the parody. Yeah, we could check out the John Oliver crypto segment. I thought it was good. I actually thought it was good. Oh, but it's 24 minutes. I'm gonna get like striked on YouTube if I watch it though. I would need to we could watch it, but I would need to like only be streaming on like Kick and Twitch. It's but yeah, the segment was actually really good, I think. Let's check out the Y files.
In 1960,
Your backward voice reveals all your secrets, and the CIA knows it. Oh, God. The Emerald Tablet of Atlantis. Okay. This is gonna be some memes. Alright. Holy fuck, you're looking hella cute today. Thank you, Roser. I just go down the most popular list. Popular videos. The CIA knows about the end of the world. The hole to another dimension. Tesla knew the secrets of the Great Pyramids. Okay, let's go with this one. This one's actually relevant right now to French society. One of France's biggest rappers, Maître Gims, this guy, super huge celebrity in France. This guy came out recently stating that the reason the tops of the pyramids were gold plated was to power super advanced electronic systems in the pyramids. It's some like wacky shit. Super fun. Super funny, honestly. They're not gold, it's tungsten. Well, go argue with him, okay? I'm not the one making claims here, buddy. I'm just making fun of him. Did you see Elon's alt account on Twitter? We just covered it, Roser. You just missed it. Any recommendations for a monitor? What's your budget and what's your needs? Because like, okay, quick aside. I'm gonna help Scoopster with the monitor recommendation real quick. Two main factors. I knowing you, I know you don't play like video games and stuff, so you don't care about refresh rate. Don't get sucked into buying a high refresh rate monitor. Like from 60 to 120 hertz, you'll see some like improvement. The image will be more fluid, whatever. But it doesn't matter. No, don't listen to Magic Turtle. You don't fucking need it. Is 75 hertz okay? 75 hertz is fine. 60 hertz is fine. If you really want to splurge money, then sure, go to like 120 or 144. But you're never going to use it. You're literally never going to use it because Scoopster is my brother. He doesn't play like action video games. If you aren't gaming, you don't need 144 hertz. It's only for gaming. Literally only for gaming. That's the only application. So don't get sucked into paying more money for that. If you really like watching movies and stuff like that, you might want to spend a bit more money on color calibration. Maybe that's going to be more of a priority. My phone runs on 90 hertz. Yeah, I know modern phones do like refresh rate memes as well. What was I going to look up? Okay, so 150 is your budget. Let's look up. I don't know what are the online stores in the US. High-end work would be Adobe Suite, not gaming. I think for $150, it might be hard to get something with like color certifications with the Adobe colors. Oh yeah, Newegg. Good. I think the Adobe color certifications, they start a bit higher, if I recall correctly, but you could definitely get the. You could definitely get a decent monitors without the certifications, but you would need to go in store to check them. That's what I personally did. If I show you, like my monitor setup. So I got the curved monitor. This one I splurged on. This one's like a really expensive. I think it goes up to 260 hertz. It's got color certification. It's got like everything. It's curved. It's huge. It's 1440p. Probably not what you want. This one I bought for like $100, and I just went to a local hardware store and I looked at the monitors. I looked at the images. And I just picked the $100 monitor that had the nicest colors. I knew I wasn't going to game on it. I knew I wasn't going to use it for anything else than like a second monitor. But I still wanted it to look nice. I don't want it to hurt my eyes when I look at it. So I just picked the one that had the nicest colors. And you know, in the store they'll be like playing a movie on them, or just like having it open on Windows or whatever. So we can just check out. You can just do that and check what it looks like, and if the colors like fit you. With the knowledge, obviously, you can also change the color temperature. There are like settings on the monitor, and a good monitor might be poorly set up at the store. Right, I was looking at the eye care ones like Asus or Scepter 24-inch. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you have a hardware store anywhere nearby to like drop by and see what they look like IRL, see what the colors are like. But yeah, let's see. 165 hertz for okay, yeah. So like we want to avoid the refresh rates one. Let's go like 60, 71, 75, 76. Let's go like up to 90 hertz so you don't pay a premium for a refresh rate. Then let's go under 2K resolution. You only need 1080p. Cuz you want like as best as possible color certifications. The rest doesn't matter. Response time doesn't matter. Contrast ratio, that would be rather good. Let's see. They have a filter for like Adobe color certification. Cabinet color, no. Oh, display colors. Okay, I'm not finding it. Doesn't matter. I'm still using a 480p monitor. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so the one I have is a JVC. I don't. Okay, it's been a long time since I looked at them. I think IPS is a better technology than VA. Let me double check. IPS versus VA. IPS panels align their liquid crystals horizontally. VA panels align them, you guessed it, vertically. They run perpendicular to the glass substrate rather than parallel to it. When met with voltage, blah blah blah. IPS panels are generally superior to VA panels. Better color range, faster response times, wider viewing angles. Okay, so you can definitely afford an IPS panel at this budget level. Yeah, I got the 24-inch monitors. Got the 32-inch is going to be a bit big for 1080p, but you can go bigger. You can go to 32-inch if you want. You can be $200. Yeah, then you can go 32-inch. There's like 32-inch IPS from Acer. I'm not a big fan of Acer as a brand personally because of I've been disappointed with the laptops. But maybe they're good with the monitors. I don't know. Yeah, 24 inch is what you want. All right. Yeah, I don't know what brand. I wonder if I can find the one I'm using. Show more. Is JVC up in here? Nope. No JVC. Interesting. Yeah, at this price range, none of them is going to have like actual certifications. Which I guess what you could do is get like super sucked into reading reviews, and if you can find like a review site that has like actual quantitative reviews where they like measure the viewing angles, they measure the contrast ratios, and like they measure all of the measurable stuff for the monitor for the viewing experience, then that would probably be really good in order to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. But truth is, like in this price range, I honestly would just go into a hardware store and pick one that I would consider looks nice color wise, where the image is sharp, the image like looks good, and yeah, like that's it. I think that's the most important thing at this price range personally. Interesting that you can get a curved laptop with FreeSync. I see, only 75 hertz, but 32-inch curved laptop, 1 millisecond response time. That's for like $170. That's a really great price, actually. This is a really fucking good or curved monitor, not curved laptop. Sorry. I actually think there exists a laptop with a curved monitor. Laptop curved monitor. What if I want to play Valorant? If you want to play Valorant, then like if you really want to play Valorant, you probably should get a higher refresh rate monitor. But do you really want to spend more money on a monitor just because of Valorant? Like you can still play Valorant on a 60 hertz monitor. It'll be fine. It'll actually be fine. Like something people like talk mad shit about the refresh rates. Let me just do a quick reminder, okay? This is like really important. People need to realize this because like this is actually fucking important when you're spending money on your computer. 60 hertz means you get an image every 16 milliseconds, 16.7 milliseconds. Going from 60 hertz to 120 hertz, half the refresh rate, right? You gain 8 milliseconds, 8.3. You gain 8.3 milliseconds on your response time. And, you know, 8 milliseconds, that's quite a bit, right? You gain quite a bit of reaction time. It's very little compared to the average human reaction times, which are going to be between like 150 for the craziest of us to like 250, 300 milliseconds. But hey, it's still a couple percentage points increase your reaction time. But then if you go from your 120 hertz monitor to like 240 hertz, you gained 4 milliseconds. Basically what I'm getting at is you're getting less and less and less actual extra advantage as you go higher and higher in the refresh rate. There's a reason why the monitor companies, they don't advertise the refresh times, because then it would be obvious that you don't actually gain very much. You spend a lot more money to get 240 hertz, but you don't gain that much. You're much better off buying a 144 hertz monitor for gaming and having the extra money go into, say, having better colors on it, better contrast, maybe having it bigger, maybe having a second monitor instead, actually, which just for like extra stuff, just to put a Twitch stream on while you're gaming, etc., etc., etc. Like, it's diminishing returns. It in effect adds like 4 ping. Exactly. And even, once again, even going from 60 hertz to 120 hertz, you've effectively gained 8 ping. That's a great way to put it, Joke. So you've gained 8 ping. That's it. You've paid like 100 extra bucks just to gain 8 ping. Maybe that's worth it for you. And you know what? The truth is, going from like 60 to 120, 140, around that, I think people feel the difference. I think you actually feel the difference because the image is more fluid on screen. There's a bit more to it than just ping. You have a better gaming experience. But once again, it's diminishing returns. That's the way fractions work. It's diminishing returns. Once you start, the higher you go, the more you pay for less. That, I think gamers need to realize that. That's why I wanted to do this little segment. Anyways, yeah, no, you can play Valorant fine on a 60 hertz monitor. A lot of people do it. The only thing that'll happen if you actually really if you start playing Valorant on a 60 hertz monitor, what will actually happen is if you have a lot of fun, if you enjoy playing it, if you get sucked into the game, is you will keep playing it. You'll have fun, and then someday, like 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, you decide to upgrade your computer and you decide, hey, wait, I've been playing a lot of Valorant these past couple of years, or Counter-Strike or whatever. I want an actual gaming monitor. I'll invest a bit more. I'll buy a 144 hertz monitor. Let's go. Let's try. Let's see what changes. And you plug it in, you start it up, and it's like, wow. Like, you are going to feel the difference. You are going to have so much more of a nice experience playing with that monitor, going from like 60 to 144. But once again, like then going from 144 to like 240, like what I got, it's not going to do much, honestly. It's going to feel weird at first. I don't know. Personally, it just felt good. But then I was on laptops that were at like 120, 144 before going to 240. So I guess, but I did have that transition. I had a laptop that was at 75, and then I bought a gaming laptop that was at 144. And it was like super smooth. I really enjoyed it. But then going from 144 to 200 plus doesn't do anything, really. Oh yeah, there you go. The curved screen laptop. Told you it exists. It's also a fucking like 30 ton machine. I hate. Okay, I used to have gaming laptops. I still have it. I let Sophie borrow it when we play games together. But man, gaming laptops are a scam. They are a scam. Don't buy them. Buy yourself a proper desktop computer, and then, you know, like if you need a laptop for travel, get yourself something decent, cheaper. Get a fucking Dell. Get a fucking MacBook Air. Like, don't buy, because that's what happens when you buy a gaming laptop, okay? It sits on your desk for 2 years. You move it perhaps like twice to take to take it to your to like your friend's house. it's a waste of money. You can get the same specs that are in this laptop for like $1,000 or $2,000 less, no cap.
Why is it so fast?
Because it's a gaming laptop, and also because it's your mom. Got her. I don't know if you heard the question. She's asking why is it so fat. I don't know. I can hear the fans from here. Oh yeah. Plus, like the thermals on those machines suck. They suck. You start it up, and it's a fucking like SpaceX landing pad when you start up this machine.
Is it gonna explode in the 4 seconds you will turn the thing on?
I mean, you saw my laptop, right? You played on it. Well, when I took it to the repair shop before having you try it out, because I used it when I was still smoking, the fans were caked in dust and like the grease from the smoke and stuff.
Yes.
I honestly think if I had kept using that laptop, I would have probably fucking melted it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to take it to. And speaking of, I'm thinking of it because she's talking about explosions. I had to take it to the repair shop because the battery was the battery was expanding, which is a really bad sign. Don't do what I did. I actually procrastinated on removing the battery for like 2 years, which was okay because I wasn't really using it. But it's actually fucking dangerous. Like a charged expanded battery might like take fire or explode at any given moment.
Also, clean your stuff.
Yeah. I should have cleaned the fans. I think my desktop is due for a clean actually. I need to buy myself like a compressed air thingy.
Yeah, for sure.
And blow it through the fans. It's actually because there's dust filters on it, so it's actually relatively clean considering I have it for 2 years almost. But still, it's time to clean it. Yeah.
Which computer do you know for the friend mine computer?
Yeah.
Which one?
I gave the same advice I just did. I advised them to use to buy a desktop, but they didn't want to. They wanted the laptop, so I helped them pick a gaming laptop.
So it was a real gaming laptop?
Yeah. They end up. So we looked at laptops, and I helped them find one that was like within their budget. And then they got sucked into the marketing and bought like a way better one with way better specs, even though they didn't really need it for the games that they were playing. But hey, the truth is, then it's gonna work. You can like play new games in super good quality. Like that's what they wanted to. Yeah. So it's and they're happy with it, and that's what matters. But I was telling them you should buy a desktop, but hey, I can't force people to do things.
Yeah.
If you throw the battery at a wall, it's a free firework. Yeah. Yeah, true.
Throw SpaceX rockets also.
Yeah.
Massive firework.
But yeah, no, I would if I had to do things again, I would definitely stick to desktops. As a student, I was able to get Pro Tools for $99 a year. Yo, sick. My girlfriend built a PC last year strictly for modded Minecraft. Nice. Hey, isn't Minecraft with mods pretty hard on the computer? Depending on the mods, obviously, but like especially if you're running a server and whatnot. I know there's some. There's the classic question. The meme.
Next question on this left side.
I was wondering, what's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to a server?
I'm sorry.
The only question you should be asking when you're building a computer is this: what is the amount of dedicated RAM the server? It is a classic, yeah. I mean, that kid was way ahead of us, okay? Also, like looking at it, I love that clip. It's really funny. But looking back at it, I also have to admit there's this feeling inside my head of like, damn, it's just a kid. Like, poor kid became this like huge internet meme. I hope he didn't get bullied at school and stuff, because like, fuck, dude, he's got a lisp. Like, who cares? But anyways. For John Anthony West, scientist, visionary friend. I bet he had a glow up and is now a Chad. I'm sure. I bet he loves it now. I would hope so. I hope it's like a super positive thing that he knows a lot of people loved his appearance at Minecraft Con. That he's like made a lot of people laugh and have joy in their life. I hope that's the way he sees it, because there's like a really positive way of looking at it, and a lot of the like people, like kids who became memes, do see it that way as well. So hopefully it's like a positive thing. All right, let's check this out.
Nikola Tesla believed that he could harness the energy from inside the Earth and transmit that power wirelessly around the world. His early experiments were successful, but his research mysteriously vanished after his death. There is no evidence left of Tesla's wireless power technology. Or is there? For years, we were taught that the Great Pyramid of Giza
isn't the Apple wireless charging literally just an application of Tesla's technology? It was Soros, yes.
Giza was a tomb for a king. It wasn't. It had a different purpose. Tesla didn't invent wireless power. It's been here for 5,000 years, and probably a lot longer than that.
Oh no! You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of my ex-roommate who and ex-friend who once was showing me those videos, trying to explain to me how back in ancient times they were using the Earth's magnetic fields to transport rocks, to make them float. They had like techno magicians making the rocks float so they could build their like huge temples and pyramids using the magnetic ley lines of the Earth. I think the wireless charging was based on induction. Could be totally wrong. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. No, is this serious? I think this is a debunking video, like an explanation video, an exploration of the conspiracy theory, not like a we actually believe this shit video, but I'm not sure.
Okay, why were the pyramids built?
Storage for dead mummies?
Dead mummies?
It's a tautology.
Mainstream Egyptology says that the Great Pyramid of Giza is a tomb built for Khufu, the 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh who ruled 4,500 years ago. But the Great Pyramid doesn't have any characteristics of other Egyptian tombs. The Great Pyramid contains no artifacts, no hieroglyphs, and no elaborate wall art. It's been argued that the granite sarcophagus found in the king's chamber once contained Khufu's mummy. There's no evidence that a mummy was ever there. No mummy has ever been found in any pyramid, ever. Ancient Egyptians considered their pharaohs gods. The Great Pyramid is a strange structure for a god. Small chambers, narrow shafts, no markings at all. The way the pyramid—
Hey, y'all, the OG Oyoyo viewers, you remember that pyramid video that I reacted to like ages ago? Oh god, that was a good one. I think it's on the channel. That tank is too small for the fish. True. Actually true. Yeah, I don't want shorts. How do I? Okay, whatever. God, 240 videos. Jesus Christ. I think it's like one of the first videos on. Okay, let me just go to the channel. I think it's like one of the first videos of the channel too. Old oil and gas sites are leaking methane. Oh, yeah, there you go. Highly advanced technology Egyptians used to.
The true history of humanity revealed.
I miss old Oyoyo.
No. The history of mankind as is written in books is wrong. I already know from the music that this is gonna be stressful.
Okay, I can't watch myself. I cannot do this. But this is actually a banger video. It's an hour long, but it's actually fun. This was actually a really fun stream. Okay, this was a great video that we watched back then. Anyways, just remind me of that. Listening to your own voice, yeah, that's really hard to do.
The pyramid was built, and the materials used to build it suggest it had a different purpose. The sides of the pyramid are aligned with the compass with such accuracy that only modern engineering can match it. The Great Pyramid is a mountain made of 2.5 million blocks of stone, weighing 6 million tons, piled 481 feet high. Its footprint is over 13 acres. To align this construction within 1/15th of a degree of true north is impossible precision. The base of the Great Pyramid is leveled to within 3/4 of an inch. The only way to do this with modern structures is to use lasers. Even though the sides of the pyramid are over 755 feet long, made of stone blocks weighing between 2 and 40 tons each side is within 2 inches of any other. That's 99.98% accurate. Fun fact, the pyramid doesn't have 4 sides. It actually has 8. Each side is slightly concave that you can only really see from directly above, or when the pyramid casts shadows during the equinoxes. And yes, those angles too are perfect. Whoever built the pyramids somehow
I didn't know about that. That's really cool, actually.
Knew the size of the Earth. If you take the height of the pyramid and multiply it by 43,200, you get 3,938.685 miles, which is within 11 miles of the polar radius of the planet. That's 99.7% accurate. If you take the perimeter of the base of the pyramid and multiply that by 43,200, you get 24,734.94 miles. That's the Earth's circumference at the equator within 99.3% accuracy.
Wait, I missed that. I was changing my stream title. What?
Miles of the polar 100th pyramid and multiply it by 40 equinox cave that you can only really see from directly above, or when the pyramid casts shadows during the equinoxes. And yes, those angles too are perfect. Whoever built the pyramids somehow knew the size of the Earth. If you take the height of the pyramid and multiply it by 43,200, you get 3,930.
Wait, why that number? Hey, if you take any random number and multiply it by an arbitrary number that I decided, you get the circumference of the Earth. Like, Jesus, like, the other stuff he's citing is cool, and it is like those are really impressive structures, and it's cool to see that. But holy, this is so stupid. Actually, this is like the stupidest semiotics. 43,200 is 30 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes. I mean, oh god, so like this recoups with the other video that I just linked in chat, the other conspiracy video thing about the pyramids. Because like you're memeing about the Egyptians worked in imperial units. There's actually part of the conspiracy stuff in that other video is claiming that the Egyptians actually secretly were using the metric system, but they obfuscated their use of the metric system using some like mathematics. But there's like hints, numerological hints that they actually use the metric system. And it goes into some like insane fucking like mathematical reasoning, just like this guy is doing right now. It's brilliant. I'm getting flashbacks to the other video from watching this. I love it.
685 miles, which is within 11 miles of the polar radius of the planet. That's 99.7% accurate. If you take the perimeter of the base of the pyramid and multiply that by 43,200, you get 24,734.94 miles. That's the Earth's circumference at the equator within 99.3% accuracy. We know that the ancients were obsessed.
Yeah, like wow. If you multiply any number by some number, you can get another number. That's like fucking incredible. I've never heard of anyone doing that in my life. This is mind-blowing.
With equinoxes, when the day and the night are the same lengths. The length of the day and night on an equinox is 43,200 seconds. Now, skeptics will say this relationship between 43,200 and the size of the Earth is forced. They say, well, the planet is different sizes in different places, so This is just a coincidence.
No, is this one of those episodes where we make the skeptics look like idiots?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, good. I love those.
Don't gloat.
Oh, and the skeptics.
Ah, dude, like they didn't use the metric system. They didn't use the imperial system. God knows whether they measured in seconds and minutes. They were definitely predicting King Henry's foot size. Yeah. Like this is fucking Umberto Eco tier shit, right? I am a
The Great
skeptic.
Pyramid is constructed of nummulite limestone, the reddish-brown blocks that we see today. This rock is found close to the site and is abundant. But the
Prepared to be
builders of the
owned.
pyramid also used unusual materials not found locally. The exterior of the pyramid was once covered in casing stones made of bright white limestone. They were polished smooth and fit together so tightly that no seams were visible. These casing stones were cut and shipped from a quarry in Tura, almost 500 miles away. That's like carrying thousands of 10-ton stone blocks the length of the entire state of Florida. They must have been special. Unlike the limestone cut locally, Tura limestone lacks magnesium. This makes it an excellent insulator. Limestone can carry an electrical current. Tura limestone can't. Interior chambers were built with a rare type of granite called rose granite, also brought from hundreds of miles away. This granite has a high concentration of silicon dioxide, also known as quartz. When quartz is compressed or even just moved, it creates a charge called piezoelectricity. One face of the quartz will have a positive charge, the other will have a negative charge. Connect the two faces.
Oh no! Is the claim going to be that the pyramid is going to be just like one huge fucking electronic circuit? It's a computer. The pyramids are actually computers, by the way. We were talking about, dude. We were talking about gaming laptops versus desktops. I one up you, one better. Fucking, you don't need a desktop. You're not gonna move your computer. Build a fucking pyramid, okay? Hook up your gaming monitor to the Pyramid of Giza. You're gonna get all the fucking hurts. Gaming pyramids, exactly. They're actually time travelers coming from the past into the future. There are Egyptians among us right now. Oh no. Oh no, there are Egyptians alive right now? Jesus Christ, that's scary. Well, yeah, slaves. So I know that outside of the wacky conspiracy stuff, there has been in recent times a shift away from the theory of slave labor in ancient Egypt towards a theory of highly qualified engineers and workers who were actually free citizens working on the pyramids. There were archaeological findings that showed that the living conditions of the workers were much too good to explain, like were much too good for the times to be justified for slave labor. But the truth is, we don't know. I remember all this from playing Pharaoh. Gold Mothership, yeah. This dude definitely does Reiki. I like the pouring concrete theory. Honestly, some of the pouring concrete theory is like, some of the explanation for it is actually really plausible for sure. I read they were paid in grains and beer. Yeah, there was that. They had like proper housing. They had like personal possessions. The way they were buried was respectful and stuff like that, or like there were burial sites for workers that were found. There's a lot of stuff that's inconsistent with the slave theory of labor for pyramid construction. Do a president ranking list. Sure, but after this video. Nah, but for real, it was aliens. Yes, I agree.
Together, and you have an electrical circuit. Because of this property, quartz is used in all kinds of modern devices like watches, clocks, TVs, GPS units, and on and on. To charge a watch that uses quartz, all you have to do is shake it. And if you've ever used a barbecue light...
Wait, was that actually a quartz watch? I know the brand.
Like watches, clocks...
Grand Seiko. This might actually be an automatic watch, a mechanical watch. Grand Seiko also do quartz watches, but...
TVs, GPS units, and on and on. To charge a watch that uses quartz, all you have to do is shake it. And if you've ever used a barbecue lighter, the voltage is created by a quartz crystal. The king and queen's chambers were built with granite that is 85% quartz. The tunnels and passageways are also lined with quartz-rich granite.
Quartz watches use batteries, no? Yeah, so the way piezoelectricity works, so he's explaining piezoelectricity as a source of electricity, but the fact is it goes both ways. Kind of like microphones. Microphones and headphones are the same system. You have a magnet that's surrounded by a coil. If the magnet vibrates, it induces a current in the coil, but if you have a current go through the coil, it induces vibrations in the magnet. So you can actually take headphones, plug them into the mic input of an amplifier, and use the headphones as a microphone, because your voice will make the magnet vibrate in the headphones, and that vibration will turn into electrical current. So with quartz, it's the same. You can induce an you can compress quartz and have it create current through piezoelectricity, but you can also insert a current into quartz and make it vibrate. And that is how it's used in watches, because the vibration of quartz can be very, very accurate, and the only inaccuracy that happens in quartz vibration is because of temperature. So watches will be using a battery to send a current into the quartz to make it vibrate, and the quartz crystal will be engineered in a way so as to vibrate. It's usually, in modern watches, I think it's like 20 or 30,000 vibrations per second, and then there's a chip that counts the vibrations, and obviously every whatever vibrations per second it's vibrating at, it shifts the second hand by one. It counts down for the minutes hand, etc., etc. The way a classic watch works. Sorry, I'm doing a quick meme here. Yeah, so what he said about watches is a lie. And it's an inaccuracy. It's not, like, quartz is used in watches. It's a very important part of watch technology. It's just not, he was inaccurate. But I don't know if he lied as much as he just, like, was wrong. But he isn't that far off from it, to be fair.
If pressure was applied to all this granite, it would generate a tremendous amount of electricity, turning the pyramid into a giant power plant.
It's not that much electricity, though, honestly. But it's not in the ones that charge from moving. Oh, yeah. So, well, that's why I said, like, the watch he was showing, I might very well be an automatic watch. Can we look up if you can charge a watch by shaking it? No. Well, yes and no. So a quartz watch, there are some quartz watches that you can charge by shaking them. So there is a Grand Seiko example with what they call the spring drive. They have this like super advanced mechanism where they use the classic winding system of an automatic mechanical watch with the counterweight, and inside the mechanical system, the spring will be creating an electric current that will power a couple chips and a quartz crystal. So you combine the accuracy of quartz with the beauty, I guess. It's luxury watches. It's a fucking insane field, but with the beauty of mechanical engineering. Then you got some other examples. You have the Bulova Accutron. I don't remember the specific way it works. Well, no, I think this is a battery-powered one, but there is one that is powered by motion, where there's some kind of thing that you can when you move your. Oh yeah, it's this model, the Space View. So there's those cylinders that when they turn, they'll generate current, and there's an accumulator inside the watch. So this one is also a quartz watch that will basically charge from shaking it, but that's very, very niche. Usually quartz watches are either powered by a battery or solar. This one that I'm wearing on my wrist is solar powered, because that's fucking dank. You off one charge, it's fully charged. The solar panels are just the black dials on it. It fully charged, it lasts 6 months, which I think is pretty cool. And the battery itself, it lasts 10 to 20 years. So it's basically something that's it's cool. You're forced to touch grass once every 6 months. Yeah, pretty much. And then finally, you got this kind of system. So inside this watch, here, let me wind it a little bit. So this one you'll wind it by shaking the counterweight, and then if I turn it, yeah, now it's like charged. You see the spring and the balance wheel like ticking away. And that's like completely mechanical. There's no quartz in this. It's just like metal pieces. It's just like little pieces of gear, and like a spring that gets like tension from the counterweight turning, and then the spring itself, it like makes all the rest of it tick. That's like basically all the kinds of watches that exist at this point in time. And of course, radioactivity powered watches. I actually saw someone had this project of making a nuclear watch. Okay, we understand. Cool.
And there's proof that this is exactly what happened.
Watches are cool. They are cool. I like them.
The idea that the Great Pyramid was a power plant is not new. It was first proposed in the 1970s. It was and is considered a fringe theory.
Ooh, those are my favorite kind of theories.
I know.
The fringier the better. Fringier? Fringier. No, that doesn't sound right. What's your problem?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is the show interrupting your train of thought?
Sarcasm, nice.
Well, what do you expect? I'm trying to set up the show here, and it's not easy to do when you're jumping in with comments.
Wow.
As more and more discoveries were made over the years, more evidence emerged that the Great Pyramid as a power plant wasn't fringe science, but actual science. One of the most compelling cases comes from Chris.
Okay, one of the big problems I have here as well is all this stuff about piezoelectricity, and like power source and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that only works with like pure quartz crystals. I might be wrong on that, but I don't think that works when it's just like quartz content in a big rock. I don't think that really does the. I don't think that does quite the level of electricity that this guy is claiming it does.
Christopher Dunn. He believes the process starts in the subterranean chamber. Below the pyramid are aquifers. As water moves through the underground cavities, sound waves are created. The frequency of these waves resonate with the Earth's natural vibration. As those waves move up through the pyramid, a process is used to magnify, focus, and convert the sound into energy. The Queen's Chamber was used for a chemical reaction that created hydrogen, and there's substantial proof of this. There are two interior shafts that lead to the Queen's Chamber. The northern shaft has traces of hydrochloric acid. The southern has traces of hydrated zinc chloride. Combining these two chemicals creates a volatile reaction that generates hydrogen, a lot of hydrogen. This hydrogen gas would flow from the Queen's Chamber through the horizontal passage and into the Grand Gallery. The Grand Gallery is also made of granite. As the hydrogen gas builds up, the pressure compresses the granite, creating electricity. This electricity...
Wouldn't that risk an explosion? You're turning your pyramid into a hydrogen power plant. What if someone lights a match? Isn't that super dangerous? I'm extremely skeptical of this theory, I have to admit. It can happen in ceramic and bone, according to Wiki. Okay, thank you for checking, Jokes.
Electricity also ionizes the air, increasing conductivity. Within the Grand Gallery were 27...
Oh yeah, let's ionize the air. Let's have a random spark go off in a hydrogen-rich environment. Surely nothing will go wrong in that situation.
8 pairs of resonators that would vibrate and emit sound. The hydrogen atoms would organize themselves into waves in sympathy with the sound waves of the gallery. These sound waves further excite the stone, creating even more electricity.
Oh, so let me get this straight. You stick the shafts into the Queen's Chamber, which gets the stones excited?
That's right, but somehow when you say it sounds dirty.
I'm a naughty, naughty fish.
Acoustic engineers have determined the gallery resonates at 440 hertz and naturally emits an F-sharp chord. 440 hertz.
440 hertz is A. It's not. I'm sure it might make an F-sharp chord. Wait, F-sharp? No. Wait, why? How do you generate an F-sharp chord when it's resonating at 440 hertz? That makes no sense. 440 hertz is A, and F-sharp is... A is not part of an F-sharp chord. It's not in the chord. That makes no sense. The harmonics make no sense. There's something weird happening here. He should reproduce this in his backyard, true.
And the F-sharp chord have been connected to a lot of woo-woo ideas, but there's a reason for that. It's considered a sound that resonates in harmony with the earth. The builders of the pyramid knew this. Longtime Mac users will recognize this sacred chord. At the top of the gallery is a small shaft.
Okay, pharaohs proven to be Mac users, confirmed. Okay, that's the biggest problem. Everyone's heard about the controversy surrounding Black Cleopatra being cast for the Netflix show, but you know what the real tragedy is? She doesn't have a MacBook Pro. That's historically inaccurate. She clearly was a Mac user. Steve Jobs was the first Egyptian time traveler, and it makes sense because he basically was an alien, right? Like together with Mark Zuckerberg.
Leading to the King's Chamber. The opening is 8.4 by 4.8 inches. This is the perfect size for hydrogen microwaves to pass into the King's Chamber, which also resonates at 440 hertz and F sharp. Above the King's
is it really the perfect size for waves? Like, it's a fucking gas. It can go through any orifice.
Chamber are 5 layers of granite beams, stacked and separated by air gaps. This is called the relieving chamber because it was believed that this interior structure relieved the weight of the pyramid. That's not what it does. The beams are smooth on 3 sides, but rough cut on the top. Christopher Dunn believes the reason for the rough cut is this is how the beams were tuned. The builders could vibrate the granite beams and slowly chip away at the stone until they resonated with an F-sharp chord, which they do. The King's Chamber is what's known as a Helmholtz resonator. When you blow air across the top of a bottle and create sound, that's a Helmholtz resonator. Change the volume of liquid in the bottle, or change the volume of stone within the chamber, you change the pitch. The entire complex...
Okay. Outside of the skepticism, it actually is possible that there's like wacky resonation stuff related to specific like notes and music theory and stuff like that. The thing is, Pythagoras in ancient times had already theorized and written down the mathematics of harmonics. That stuff was known. That was codified already in ancient times. Now, not in the times of the pyramid. Pythagoras was much later, if I recall correctly. The pyramids, like the pyramids of Giza, is what, like 3,000, 4,000 BC. Let me double check. Okay, roughly 2,550 to 2,490 BC, and then Pythagoras. Pythagoras was born around 570 BC. Okay, so like 2,000 years later. But it's possible, like considering Pythagoras had that knowledge, it's possible that they had some level of knowledge concerning harmonics. And obviously, it's mostly like an experimental thing. You don't even need to know the mathematics of harmonics to make things harmonize. You just need your ears for that. The conspiracy is that the pyramids that are in South America were actually built by Africans. Feels okay. Egyptians created 5G. True. Have you heard the new Hotep conspiracy being touted by NBA player Jaylen Brown? Oh, that's what you just said. Okay, interesting.
Is a giant musical instrument. Now, some skeptics reluctantly agree that the Great Pyramid has musical properties. But for skeptics to consider the pyramid as a power plant, they would need evidence to show that a giant stone pyramid would respond.
Really? In order to convince people of some really wacky shit, you need evidence? I am shocked. Wow. What a weird thing. People asking for evidence of claims. That is crazy. How unfair.
To electromagnetic energy. There was no evidence of that until 2018. Whether true or not, it's scientifically possible that the Great Pyramid was a structure for creating, harnessing, and focusing energy. The exterior was made of material that insulates electricity. The interior was made of material that conducts electricity. The chambers were made of material that creates electricity. The next piece of evidence is the pyramid's ability to focus EM energy. In 2018, scientists used radio waves at different frequencies to see if the Great Pyramid would interact with electromagnetic waves of a resonant length. Their experiments proved that in a resonant state, the pyramid can concentrate electromagnetic energy in the internal chambers as well as under its base. Resonance in the pyramid can be induced by radio waves with the lengths ranging from 200 to 600 meters. The closer to 200 meters, the more dramatic the effect. A year after that, in 2019, Eric Wilson published a paper called A Large-Scale Thermal Acoustic Generator. The paper describes how, when granite and other rocks are vibrated, electrons will migrate through the rock and up to the surface. By combining science and music, the builders of the pyramid created a power-generating machine tuned to the natural harmonic of the Earth's vibration that primarily comes from the tidal energy created by the moon's gravity. This technology, created thousands of years ago, could generate unlimited clean energy, but
not quite, but it's still a really cool concept. I mean, I'm not hating on the idea, but to say it's unlimited clean energy is a bit of a, like, what's the carbon cost of building a pyramid, by the way? And what's the energy conversion rate once you have to, like, transform that energy into high voltage for transport and then send it away? Because yeah, you need a supply of acid and stuff to create hydrogen. Oh, right. They also have the, like, wacky science chemistry experiment happening inside. The sources cited are what I expected. GizaPower.com. Damn, the Giza power plant. Nice. I like the theory that the pyramids are leftovers from an advanced civilization whose society collapsed. You aren't going into this open-minded. My mind is so open, dude. There's a fucking hole in the back of my head. That face when we pull the moon out of orbit with the big-ass magnets. Yeah.
how did they get the energy out? That brings us back to Tesla. His Wardenclyffe Tower was built on top of an aquifer, with copper and iron rods extending down into the water. When electricity was sent into the tower, it was to be transmitted around the world through the atmosphere. The pyramid is also built on an aquifer, and copper pipes and iron rods have recently been discovered there. If the capstone was made of gold, the energy concentrated inside the pyramid would have been drawn to the top and transmitted to the atmosphere. Tesla's wireless power distribution system used the resonance of the Earth, just like the pyramid. And just like the pyramid, the energy generated by Tesla's tower would be unlimited.
Wait, I'm pretty sure Tesla's wireless transmission technology had nothing to do with the resonance of the Earth. I'm pretty sure that Tesla's resonance, energy transmission technology, was about like radio waves and bouncing them off of the different levels of the atmosphere in order to transfer energy wirelessly. But like the resonance thing is a whole other can of worms, and that's like what he explained with the like vibrations and the granite and piezoelectricity and like harmonics and all that stuff. If the moon influences tidal waves, why not just build a dam in the ocean for infinite clean energy? There is such a thing. There is such a thing as tidal power, as a renewable source of energy, by the way. It exists. I think you're joking. You're aware of it, right? This is the conference that the guy's presentation was at. CPAC Online /about. Conference on Precession and Ancient Knowledge. Okay. I thought this guy was going to be a skeptic himself, but this is we're fully in the conspiracy world here.
Clean and virtually free for everyone on the planet. But Tesla's tower was destroyed by outside forces. There's evidence that the Great Pyramid was destroyed from within. In the year 1900, Nikola Tesla convinced J.P. Morgan to fund a project to create a wireless communication system. When Tesla received the funding, he decided to scale up the project. Rather than transmit messages around the world, he would transmit power. Tesla had already demonstrated that wireless power would work on a small scale. He famously had light bulbs scattered on the ground that would illuminate when a Tesla coil was activated nearby. Now he wanted to go bigger. He explained this world-changing technology to JP Morgan and asked him for more money to complete the project. Rather than support Tesla, Morgan pulled his funding, claiming breach of contract. JP Morgan owned General Electric, which would be made obsolete. He owned AT&T, which would also become obsolete. JP Morgan owned copper mines all over the world, and his factories generated miles of copper wire. JP Morgan owned rubber farms and factories that created insulation for wire.
To be fair, all this is true. All this is very true about the conflict of interest between Tesla and JP Morgan and all that stuff.
He owned steel companies and factories that built power generators. He owned timber mills that created telegraph and electricity poles. He owned coal mines that fueled existing
Other than
power
science.
plants. And he owned 24 rail.
I mean, to be fair, like I do think that a lot of those people way overblow the effectiveness of Tesla's like mystical lost inventions. But the truth is, Tesla was indeed a genius scientist, and Tesla did want to accomplish wireless transmission of electricity. Like those are facts. Did he actually have it like fully functional? Was he going to actually make General Electric obsolete? I don't know. It could actually be true, honestly. It might not be. Maybe it was still a work in progress. Maybe it would have never ended up into like a proper engineered technology that could work at scale. Maybe not. Maybe yes. I don't know.
Roads that transported all these resources around the country. None of this would be necessary if Tesla created free.
Like Tesla isn't like the wacky grandpa making videos about perpetual motion on YouTube. He is an actual, or he was an actual inventor and scientist who knew his shit when it came to building like electrical constructs. Yo, Kiyoshi, how are you doing? Where is this emote? Oh, it's your own emote. Cool. But this is just a theory. Or maybe that this is risking electrocuting humans en masse. I don't know, right? Like I don't know what that technology was supposed to be, how the like transmission of electricity was supposed to happen. There's already home-sized wireless power. Yeah. I know.
Limited wireless power. For several years, Tesla wrote JP Morgan almost every month.
Well, what he wanted to make was he wanted to do like a city-scale wireless power, basically.
Begging him to reconsider. He wouldn't. Instead, JP Morgan chose to finance Tesla's competitors, Edison and Marconi, who were improving on and getting rich from Tesla's inventions. And not only did JP Morgan refuse any further investment, but he also put out word to everyone in the wealthy investor class that Tesla should be avoided. He was essentially blacklisted. By 1915, Tesla had accumulated so much debt that the bank foreclosed on the Wardenclyffe property. The tower was demolished in 1917 and sold for scrap. The project was never completed. Tesla was a genius, but he was at a disadvantage. Men like Edison and Marconi knew how to bring Tesla's inventions to market. They knew how to make technology accessible, and most of all, they knew how to play the game. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's why 84% of the world's energy is created from fossil fuels.
Honestly, there's a flip side to this, by the way. There's a flip side to this, and I have to bounce it out. Like Tesla was a genius inventor, and he absolutely knew his shit. But there is also another possibility that's very plausible. It's entirely plausible that when Tesla showed up with his invention to JP Morgan was like, "Yo, this shit's whack. This isn't going to work. I don't want to invest money in this." Not because, conflict of interest, but because he was like, you're transitioning from the like successful inventor to the crazy inventor part of your life, and I don't want to be a part of that. You're going to like obsess over something that you're never going to accomplish or make commercially viable, and all that stuff. Elon, yeah. Like this is sadly a common story where you have like genius inventors, genius entrepreneurs do like great shit for several years, and then they start doing wacky shit. And maybe that's why JP Morgan bailed out of this, and that's why no one else wanted to invest in it, etc., etc. But I don't know. It's just a plausible theory I'm throwing out there. They were against energy that's free. How are we supposed to monetize this? I think they're like that's the thing. Like if Tesla's technology was actually viable and he actually could have implemented it that way, then yeah, that was obviously a threat to commercializing energy. I agree with that. Government grants, and yeah, like fuck, if I was in the government, I would have loved to fund what Tesla was doing, but I don't know. We don't know what actually happened.
It's also why Tesla died alone.
All right, have fun, Roser.
It's possible that the Great Pyramid suffered some catastrophic event that caused it to stop working. In addition to hydrochloric acid, there are traces of sulfuric acid in the southern shaft. In the northern shaft, there's zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. These chemicals can create hydrogen without being mixed, but if you do combine ammonium chloride with sulfuric acid, you get more than a reaction. You get an explosion. Because of the structure of the pyramid, this explosion could be controlled. But there's evidence that an uncontrolled explosion may have occurred. In 2001, in the Grand Gallery, scorch marks were discovered in the ceiling above where the resonators would have been. In the King's Chamber, cracks have been found in the granite beams. At first, this was thought to be caused by an earthquake, but the damage was only found in areas of the pyramid where the flow of highly compressed, heated hydrogen occurred. The walls in the King's Chamber have been pushed out over...
I like how we're just accepting now that the highly compressed, heated hydrogen was just flowing through the whole pyramid. Like, we've accepted it. We've already built on that. That's boggers if they blew up the pyramids 2,000 years ago, yeah.
An inch. It takes a lot of pressure to push tons of granite out that far. The Great Step outside the King's Chamber also shows extensive damage like that from an explosion, not an earthquake. Other parts of the interior also show signs of charring. When the southern shaft was...
Sources, please, by the way. Where's this earthquake expertise coming from? Or like explosion forensics expertise? I want sources.
Was discovered, it was coated with salt about an inch thick. This would happen if hydrogen was boiling and bubbling up the shaft. What caused the pyramid power plant to explode is not known, but Christopher Dunn believes it was some sort of cataclysm, not an earthquake, but maybe an asteroid impact. There's a problem with this theory, though. The ancient Egyptians kept meticulous records of everything.
Okay, there you go. The aliens. Okay, there you go. The aliens yeeted an asteroid at the pyramids to take out their science project. All right, they were jealous. They knew the pyramid was too powerful. They had to take it out. It's I can't imagine being a seismic historian assigned to the pyramids. Yeah, an asteroid hit the pyramids. Yeah,
of an impact during this time. Dunn believes it happened thousands of years earlier. And that brings me to this thought. Skeptics will say if the ancient Egyptians used electricity, there would be documentation, even hard evidence of it. You'll see true believers point to glyphs that look like light bulbs, but I honestly think that's a stretch. There's no evidence the Egyptians worked with glass or any components used to make a light bulb. So why is there no evidence of the use of electricity in ancient Egypt, and no record of electricity being generated by the Great Pyramid? Well, because the ancient Egyptians didn't build it.
There we go.
There really is no debate by mainstream academics about the who, when, why.
Let's fucking go. We're getting there. We're getting to the real shit now. I like this. Yes, finally. It's all coming together. Yes. This is what we were waiting for. This is the true apex of all Egyptology videos. Let him cook, yeah. It wasn't an asteroid, it was a bomb. The energy was so strong it pulled an asteroid into it. Or launched a weapon giant coil gun, maybe. A highly sophisticated network of skilled architects and engineers.
Or how of the Great Pyramid. It was built by ancient Egyptians in 4500 BC as a tomb for Khufu, and that's that. But what if none of that is true? What if the ancient Egyptians didn't build the pyramid, but found it? And when they found it, it had been dormant for years, maybe thousands of years. Graham Hancock is a proponent of the Orion constellation theory. This says the Great Pyramid complex is almost a perfect match for the stars in the Orion constellation. But they don't line up to where Orion is today, They line up with where Orion was in the sky 13,500 years ago. We've discussed how the builders were obsessed with equinoxes. The Sphinx faces due east, and on the vernal equinox, the constellation that rose due east 13,500 years ago was Leo. Now, I'll concede the astronomical evidence could be a coincidence, but there is hard evidence that these structures are older than originally thought. You can't carbon date limestone, but there are clues that the pyramid and the Sphinx have been there for a long, long time. Robert Schoch from Boston University believes the Sphinx and Giza complex is about 13,500 years old. Giza has been an extremely dry climate since the time of the pharaohs, but the Sphinx shows signs not only of wind and sand erosion, but also extreme water erosion. The erosion patterns around the base of the Sphinx could only occur if huge volumes of water are washing over the plateau at violent speeds. There's evidence this happened.
I mean, yeah, but don't those areas get flooded? Didn't those areas used to get flooded by the Nile before they put the dams up all the way up on the Nile? This is a lot of denial to deny the flooding of the Nile. I'm proud of myself for that one. You can carbon date limestone. It always comes back as old as fuck. Well, yeah, I wonder what's up with that, because we do have an estimate. I googled it earlier, right? Like Wiki says that the Pyramid of Giza is supposed to be from 2500 BC approximately. So the Egyptians consider Leo as a constellation. I have no clue. I mean, this guy fucking cited measurements in miles as an example of engineering of the pyramids. So I don't think he quite understands the sociological implications of points of reference, if you know what I mean. It was an agriculture center for a while. They loved cats because they protected their crops from pests. Yeah, and the thing is, like, it was arid, but the Nile floodings brought nutrients into all the agricultural areas and made Egypt, the Egyptian kingdoms, very rich and fertile, just like your mom.
At the end of the Younger Dryas, which marked the end of the last ice age in 9700 BC. Glaciers were thought to have melted rapidly. Within a few centuries, sea levels rose 500 feet. This is fast in geologic time. But as more evidence was gathered, melting appeared to happen in a matter of decades. This would cause dramatic changes in the Earth's climate. But when recent ice core samples were studied, things got even more dramatic. There's evidence that the last ice age didn't end over centuries or decades, but ended in one single day.
What? This is with the dramatic music too. Yes, the Egyptians had Leo, named M3I. Okay. From what I've read, geologists do believe the Sphinx is older than originally thought, but none of them. Only Schoch believes it's that old. Okay, interesting.
Some claim that an asteroid impact caused the last ice age to end. A worldwide disaster like the Chicxulub impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. That's not what happened. An impact causes cooling. Recent studies show
it was aliens. Me not understanding anything but still watching feels okay, man. Oh, we're just having fun, like watching some wacky conspiracy theories about the pyramids. The pyramids caused the ice age. They went rogue. They were actually heat rays. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's aliens.
That there was a major solar event that happened around 9700 BC, basically the mother of all CMEs. A violent plasma storm hit the Earth and overwhelmed the Earth's magnetosphere, which is our defense against solar radiation. Without the protection of the magnetosphere, massive lightning strikes happened all over the Earth. Lightning that was orders of magnitude more intense than anything we've ever seen. This lightning was hundreds or even thousands of times more powerful than anything from a thunderstorm. There's evidence in over 120 countries of rock melted and turned to glass during this event. This is called vitrification. There's evidence of vitrification in moon rocks. We know for a fact large mammals like saber-toothed tigers and woolly mammoths were wiped out at this time. They didn't slowly go extinct. They instantly went extinct. During the
they got fucking zapped by the force of God. Look, I don't know. I'd have to read up on it. I don't even know if like a mass solar flare would even have that effect. I'm not sure what effect it would have. I'd have to do some reading on this. Maybe it would. How can they be extinct if they just showed video of it? True. We've been able to see the northern lights in the U.S. this week. Pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome. But also, we got zapped by electricity, obviously, because that's what they do, right? The lights are due. Well, it's solar radiation. Northern lights aren't due to a solar flare per se. So what happens basically, if I do a little paint session real quick, what happens with northern lights? At least the current scientific consensus about what they are. I don't know what would happen if we asked this guy about them. Is so you got the Earth and you got the magnetic fields, you know, protecting the Earth, South Pole, North Pole, and the thing is the geographic sort in the South and North Pole they stay in place, but the magnetic poles they move around. Sometimes the North Pole it can go as low as like New York and sometimes even lower. So as it moves around, this like now let me draw the atmosphere real quick. So like this is the atmosphere, the blue line. So like whenever it moves around, the solar rays they will because they get carried, the solar rays, when they're coming from the sun, they tend to kind of like stick on in the magnetic field, and they get diverted around the magnetic field. So when they come into contact with the air, they will generate the northern lights. Basically, that's what's happening. So once those are lungs and the blue color is air. Okay, so once the solar radiation comes into contact with the atmosphere here, it makes the northern lights. Oh, a flare makes them visible in New York City. Well, that makes sense as well. Like what he showed isn't false either. That when there's a big flare, the radiation will push. The magnetosphere. So you'll have more. You'll have like a flatter magnetic field protecting the Earth. So the radiation will come into contact with the atmosphere at lower latitudes, basically. I've heard one theory that a polarity flip could cause mass geological activity, earthquakes, volcanoes, etc. for a while. I've heard that theory and I don't believe it because polarity flips happen regularly. Like every couple thousands of years on Earth, there is geological evidence of polarity flips having happened very regularly in Earth's history. And we know it because basically when lava settles, all the magnetic particles in the lava will tend to be set in the direction of the magnetic flow of the Earth. And so when we look at old lava deposits, we basically see the magnetosphere flip around in geological time as we go back in time. So it's actually, and like it doesn't coincide with extinction events or anything really like dramatic like that, from what I recall. It's never flipped with humans, though. No, it hasn't flipped in human history, if I recall correctly. But there's no evidence that there's any like actual danger to life because of it. Well, I've heard one. Mass solar flare would more likely wipe out life on Earth. Maybe, I'm not sure what it would cause. Some people worry that a gigantic killer solar flare could hurl enough energy to destroy Earth, but this is not actually possible, NASA explains. Plus, solar cycles repeat every 11 years. That means anyone over the age of 11 has already lived through a solar maximum and probably didn't notice its occurrence. Yeah, you don't really notice solar flares, true. Here are 2 rebuttals to the old Sphinx erosion theory. Okay. Or not reading all that, but I'll trust you. Oh, it directly cites Robert Schoch, and it's directly citing and like dissing Robert Schoch. This is the diss track. Okay, that's cool. And I'll read it, but not on stream. I'm just gonna finish this video.
5 days of this event, the Earth was also awash in lethal radiation. Only animals that can go underground survived. Most of the human race died during this event. Only humans living near caves were able to find shelter and survive. If glaciers, which covered 30% of the Earth's surface, melted in a day or two, think of the speed, volume, and pressure of water that would rush across the Earth's surface.
Yeah, I'm hugely skeptical of everything he's describing right now.
This water would act like a power washer on stone constructions like the Sphinx and pyramids. Meanwhile, a sky full of plasma and lightning and radiation would have severely damaged the Great Pyramid if it was using a volatile chemical reaction to create power. Every culture has a flood myth that served as a reset of civilization. All those stories seem to point to a cataclysm at the end of the Younger Dryas. Myths of a lost...
Or, because floods were a common occurrence, because humanity tended to settle near coastlines or rivers, because that's where it's best to live and cultivate. And floods or tsunamis are going to be occasional occurrences and wipe out the city or the village. That's pretty normal, actually.
Continents like Atlantis also fit into this timeline. Now, I'm not claiming anything I've said today
Of course this guy believes in Atlantis. Of course he does.
is what happened, but I am saying there's evidence that it was possible that an advanced civilization existed thousands of years ago. That civilization had the technology to create unlimited clean energy. Then the glaciers melted, a great flood came, solar plasma and radiation destroyed a significant amount of life on the planet. The civilization then disappeared. Then thousands of years later, as the great Egyptian culture was forming, they would have utilized the pyramid, not for power, but for ceremonial or religious purposes. They would have altered the Sphinx, carving away the original design and replacing it with a design of their own. And we know this is what they did. Mainstream scientists are still not convinced.
Do we actually know that's what they did?
And that's okay. As time goes on and more secrets are revealed, sooner or later, we will learn the truth. And I suspect we'll learn that the pyramid power plant theory was right all along.
We will see.
Whoever built the pyramids created energy that wasn't harmful to the earth, but resonated in harmony with it. A suspicious person might wonder why, if this theory has been around for 50 years, nobody's tried to replicate it, even on a small scale. Unlimited clean energy for everyone on Earth sounds like a way for the entire human race to take a huge step forward. Think of the technological advances that could be made if electricity was free. Think of the political...
We would have fucking VR. Oh no, we would be, dude. I don't want free electricity. I don't want unlimited clean power. If it means we have to work with fucking VR headsets in the metaverse, okay? This is horrible. Please don't do this, okay? I'm gonna become a coal burner if this is the future that this guy wants. Your YouTube recommendations are going to be crazy for the next few days. All experiments have been shut down by big coal energy.
The technological advances that could be made if electricity was free. Think of the political strife, economic instability, and the endless wars that could be avoided. But maybe what's happening now is what happened to Tesla 100 years ago. In Tesla's time, nobody was interested in creating technology that would make power free for everyone. Empires owned by JP Morgan, the Vanderbilts, and the Rockefellers would have been devastated. The Carnegies, the DuPonts, and the Mellons all would have seen significant losses. These families owned all the energy production and distribution in the United States. Their companies were the lifeblood of American industry. The families were American royalty. If Tesla was able to achieve his vision, not only would the wealth of these families be diminished, so would America's standing in the world as a great new industrial power. Tesla said he wanted to bring abundant electrical energy to remote, underdeveloped parts of the world to foster closer communication between nations. This couldn't be allowed to happen. America and the corporations that controlled it would never have given up their advantage.
Yeah. But maybe, the magical words of the conspiracy theorist, yeah. The Mellons, true. True, it's all Mellon's fault. Are you familiar with the Happy Science cult from Japan? They made anime movies, and their current leader is the reincarnation of Jesus, Buddha, and Greek gods. That sounds like a fun rabbit hole as well. I'll need to look into it. By the way, Chinchilla, how are you doing? Long time no see. Sorry I missed your messages in Kick Chat yesterday. Forzen is literally Batman. Nice.
They still won't. When Tesla died, the FBI and agents of the OSS were, for some reason, close by. Tesla's documents were stored in 80 boxes, all organized and numbered by Tesla himself. Only 60 boxes were discovered. And since then, a few scientists have stated that Tesla's invention would have never worked. But that's what scientists said of most of his inventions.
Top secret on the boxes written, by the way. Suspicious, huh?
Viewers of this channel know that most science is bought and paid for by corporations and governments. This is especially true in the last couple of years.
Get the jab.
Right.
Another jab. Another jab. Another.
Yep.
Whether those jabs work or not, you human pincushions are making people rich.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. 80% of...
Of course this guy's an anti-vaxxer. Of course. Of course he makes jokes about the COVID vaccine. Oh, God.
The products we use today can be traced back to Tesla. But the technology that we really need, now more than ever, is inexpensive, clean energy. Sadly, that technology died with Tesla. Instead, the world went in the direction of coal and oil. And nations fought and continue to fight wars to control these limited resources. Oil, coal, and war may be terrible for the planet and the people who live on it, but they're great for business. And for all his genius, that's something Nikola Tesla never understood. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My name is AJ, that's Hecklefish. This has been the Y-Files. If you had fun or learned anything, do us a favor and like, subscribe, comment, and share. I hate to give you homework, but that stuff really helps. And like most topics we cover on the channel, today's topic was recommended by you. And if there's a story you'd like to see or learn more about, go to theyfiles.com.
Alright, dude. This is so wacky. I thought the Tesla did everything meme died like 10 years ago. Oh, it's well and alive in the minds of conspiracy theorists. This is like a fucking mainstay. This is the core of a lot of this bullshit. The fish cheapens his message and makes him unbelievable. I think it's there to like add this like little bit of like meta irony or whatever, but I don't know. All right, that was fun. Thank you for the recommendation, Magic Turtle. All right, I'm gonna end the stream now, so I don't wake up Sophie because she's got to get up early to work tomorrow. But thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And I'm not gonna be streamed tomorrow, or maybe if I do, I'll stream like super early. I might do like a super early stream, but probably not. So next stream is most likely gonna be on Thursday in that case. So thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and see you in 2 days. Bye-bye. Saturday stream then. No, Thursday and Friday are the scheduled streams for now. Bye-bye. Love y'all.